Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode. I am Michael Petrow, and joining me on the show this week are debaters Jimmy Skinner and Charles Fernandes for Halloween Real Talk number 2. What's on the docket? Well, if you had unlimited budget to cosplay your house for Halloween, what movie or TV show would you pull inspiration from? Real-life scary stories that we think should be movies. I tell a doozy. What horror hasn't done yet in the genre, what tropes or ideas they haven't touched on, and lots more as always. So that's who's on the show. That's what's on the show. This Saturday, October 30th, we're going to be at Comic-Con, ladies and gentlemen. So everybody in the Winnipeg area and the surrounding Winnipeg area, you rural people I'm talking to. If you're coming into Comic-Con, 1 o'clock on Saturday in the presentation hall, we will be doing a live debate for you. Essentially, we will be mass debating for your viewing pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody except Martin will be able to make it. Unfortunately, he's just doing too well at stand-up in Vancouver to make it home for this, so we're going to miss him. So he's the only guy you won't see there, so if somebody in the audience wants to shout out, we love you, Martin, we'll make sure he hears it in some way, shape, or form. The debate will feature the Avengers in some way, shape, or form as well. I don't want to give it away because why would you come if you already know? Anyway, so that's what's happening this weekend. You can buy your tickets online. Head to our social media if you want to, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's all there. Just click the link in the bio. Takes you right to the page to buy the tickets. It's only $15, and it's Comic-Con. It's a fun event, so we hope you'll be there. If you see us walking around, we might have a camera or two. Come over and say hello. Talk to us about your comic, your costume, or just how your day's going in general, right? Anyways, so that's all the housekeeping I have for you this week. To all you new people, thank you for pressing play. If you want to support the show, there's 3 easy ways to do so. The one we ask the most is just subscribe to the show. Have it show up in your podcast player each week without any effort. Number 2 is in the show notes with number 3. You can either click on our donation tab. All money's collected go right back into production costs, and you get a little something out of it. There's a list there of things you get per donation. As well, we also have a prop shop where all of our merch is. Skateboards, t-shirts, hoodies, jackets, hats, socks, shoes. I think I can dress all of you if you really wanted to. There's tons of swag there. All that stuff, again, just goes back into production costs. Makes the show better. You get to be a co-executive producer, and everybody wins, right? Right. Top 10 this week. These are the top 10 places that love listening to the show. They're doing some heavy lifting. I hope they love listening to the show. That's presumptuous of me. The point is that they're making the Real Debaters known outside of our little small watering hole here. So we very much appreciate that. Anybody who presses play, you first-timer, or you long-standing fan, whatever, it means a lot. But again, these guys need some recognition. So number 10, Ashburn, Virginia. 9, New York. Number 8, Melita, Manitoba, followed by Kelowna, British Columbia, Vancouver, British Columbia, rounding back into the Prairie Provinces at Lockport, Manitoba, Edmonton, Alberta, Calgary, Alberta, then all the way to the east with Toronto, Ontario, landing right back in our hometown of Winnipeg, Manitoba, coming in number 1. Again, thank you to everybody who listens to the show. We very much appreciate it. We'd love to meet you this weekend. So again, if you're at Comic-Con, come the fuck down and see your debaters in person. Listen to us masturbate for your viewing pleasure. I love saying that. I'm sorry. Anyways, I will cue the reel, and you enjoy the show.
Let's tidy up this tangle of film by putting it on a reel. Here is a motion picture film, 1,000 feet, 16,000 separate photographs.
Welcome, everybody, to the official space section of the chart.
What's the truth? You can't handle the truth. Sir, you're out of order. Out of order? I show you out of order.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Reel Debaters production. I am your host, Michael Petrow.
Oh, I'm Charles Fernandes.
Oh, hello, Charles.
And I am Castor Troy.
That actually makes sense.
Welcome to the Face-Off Pod.
I just want to scrap what we had planned and see how long we can improvise
Oh my
on
God.
talking
Pod.
about the Face-Off
Yeah.
Pod.
Oh my God.
Could we actually do it? For a full
Sure,
episode?
absolutely.
Well, I'm sure we could, but I don't think our listeners would be. It'd be like such a fucking right turn, right?
We just go off the rails.
What
and
is this?
just go
Some sort of
face off
fucking
night?
like art, like film art they're trying to do here?
You
If
know?
you think about it, Castor Troy is a lot like Julius Caesar.
Go on. Thanks. Give me my history lesson for the week.
One of the greatest historian icons ever.
Alexander the Great.
Castor Troy.
Every time I hear someone say it, I just do the little finger thing.
Oh my God.
Right? The
Oh
creepy
my
little
God.
finger thing.
So good.
Fuck. Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, Jimmy. Although you want me to call you, I'll call you Castor.
I will be Castor Troy today.
All right. By the end of this, I'm going to make you Castor Oil. I don't know what I mean by
Wow.
that, but
Ooh.
Lube me up.
I think I know what that means.
that's Real Debaters After Dark is what that is, Charles.
Oh, it's our OnlyFans page we're working on, actually.
Yes, exactly. Now that we have our website back, I would love to conquer OnlyFans. That's
that's
my
the next venue.
Yeah.
Very hard to record in Mike's hot tub.
But if for only the fact that there's no place to put a boom for a microphone on my hot tub because it's a blow up hot tub,
Oh,
so
yeah.
everything is round.
Yeah.
For you listener out there, yes, I have a hot tub, but it's only good for 2 people, so it's technically a cauldron.
It's good for 2 people, great for 3.
Yes, the third person. I mean, they're gonna find out how close they are to the 2
You
other
got
people.
a stew going, basically.
You
at that
do,
point.
you do, and
Yeah.
we do love us all the time from SNL.
Oh, I love it.
Right?
Love it. Oh,
So,
yeah.
but we-
Get off of me.
Yes, but well, it's more like shut the fuck up. Because here, I'll quick anecdote for you before we go fake out into to fake life.
Right.
When you're in a hot tub like the one I have, which is made by Coleman, I can't remember it's the Strata or I don't know, some fucking car name. Anyways, you don't realize how quiet you need to be so that the rest of the neighborhood doesn't hear your conversation while you're in the hot tub, because the jets themselves will drown out what you think other people won't hear.
Right.
So I've had some very personal conversations in the back of our hot in our hot tub, and
Where is the back of the hot tub?
across from the front. And when it's a circle,
Yeah.
it's to the right.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
The back. The back
Yeah.
is the right of the circle.
Okay.
Right.
Just
This is where I drown.
yeah. This is
It's
exactly.
the deep end.
Yes. Oh shit! No, there's no lifeguard on duty. You can't go to that end. Of
Oh,
the hot
right,
tub.
right. That's right. You got just one of those little pylon things that float. Just one of them there.
Well, we have a scum bug. It's called, and it
Oh,
floats
yeah.
around and gets rid of all the
Scum bug.
oil
Yeah,
that comes
yeah,
off
yeah.
your body. Anyway, but who fucking cares about
Hot
clean my
tubs,
hot
am I
tub?
right?
The point is I'm sure my neighbors have heard me be like, yeah, that ingrown hair on my ball sack just won't go, like that kind of shit, right? Because we tested it. Hang on, we tested it, and fucking Mike, and
It is an ingrown hair.
It is. We did get it tested.
we sent it to the lab. It came back ingrown.
It is mine.
Yeah.
Came back ingrown.
It was grown before.
Yeah.
I
now
don't know what they did, but
Yeah.
it came back ingrown.
I wish I outgrew it, but it's fucking in.
Oh.
It wrapped around, yeah.
So, bear with us, everybody. The story's almost over. So, anyways, we tested it, which was what the funny part of this is, because I'm in the hot tub and Shauna goes and to the other part of the deck and then over to the fire pit and then over across the lawn and she's like, every word you said, I heard loud as fucking day. And I was talking. For me, I was talking with my inside church voice, which is still pretty fucking loud.
Yeah.
Needless to say, if you're going to buy a hot tub, like I bought, the Coleman Stratosphere, whatever the fuck it is, just be mindful of your outside voice.
Just be mindful. That's
Yeah.
that could be their new slogan on all their products.
Do you know what's better than talking about my hot tub?
What's up?
Talking about movies.
Oh yeah.
Let's dive in, ladies and gentlemen.
Boom.
We're talking about hot tub time machine.
I was just yes. Oh yes.
Fucking anchor that shit in. As always, we did not decide who was going to go first. So here's our weekly watch list, ladies and gentlemen, and we haven't talked to Charles in a while because motherfucker started working in the movie biz in Winnipeg, right?
That is true. Yes, I did.
Working your way up that IATSE pole.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to get your union hours in and all that shit.
That's right.
So
yeah.
how was your first Hallmark?
You know what, dude?
Or is it your first Hallmark? Because I know you used to do shit in Toronto. So
yeah. So you know what? Funny enough, it's my first Hallmark experience.
Really?
At all. Yeah.
were you crying at the end of it because it was so beautiful?
You know what's funny is it's so funny that you mention it. That is, they actually did a really nice rap speech. Like we're wrapped and blah blah blah, and it was really nice and whatnot. And I was outside. And I missed all of it. It was so fucking hot in the set that we were in. We were filming at Via Rail.
Yes.
At Union Station. And it was dope. Like, don't get me wrong, but my God, the lights that we were standing in front of were so fucking hot. And I'm just a big sweater by nature. So
Dude, look at right there.
dude, for
Right
reals,
there.
right?
Right
That's a
there.
sweater.
See? So I was outside and then I hear clapping and I was like, oh. And then I heard nothing. And then it's like, oh. And then I come in and I catch the end of like a speech, and then I just hear that's a wrap, and then everyone's like hugging, and I'm like, this thing, I just reminded me of grad. It was weird. It was weird.
Nobody wants to hug me.
It was, yeah. I was like standing there. I'm like, why are these two dancing and crying? This is weird.
Was
No.
Green Day playing? Time of Your Life in the background. Is
Oh
everyone's
my
favorite
God.
set.
Oh my God. Yeah. No. Honestly, it was crazy. Like in terms of the hours and the sleep schedule and whatnot. But it's a lot of fun. It's wild. It is. It's a wild fucking experience. That's for sure.
So, in your off time, which if you've been working in the film industry in Winnipeg, I'm imagining 12 to 14-hour days are easily what you've been putting away. So, in your off time,
Yeah.
sir, what have you been watching?
Oh. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know if I talked about this the last time, but it's what I've been watching, and it's a show called Last Man on Earth.
You did not talk about this, but I've seen it, and it's fucking
Yeah.
fantastic.
It's incredible. It's incredible. And funny enough, I watched it when it was like airing.
Oh, really?
And I don't know what happened, but I kind of forgot about it. And then one of the first things that popped up when I got Disney Plus and they had Stars was that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I remember being obsessed with this show and in love with it. And when it was ironically enough, when that show was on TV, I think it wrapped up a couple years before our real life pandemic.
Wow.
And for people that are not
it's like a 3-year difference, 2 or 3 year difference.
Right. And for people that are not familiar with it, is that literally the concept of the show is that a very, like, you don't get a lot of details on this virus, but it's very COVID-like, but way more aggressive. Wiped out pretty much the majority of humanity, but like 10 people.
Yeah.
And then the show is following how these 10 people come together and like what motivates them to basically keep going and how they build a society, like how that actually starts. But what's amazing, it's like the cast is just unbelievable. It's so many alumni from SNL.
I got it here for you. So you got Will Forte,
Yeah.
January Jones, Cleopatra Coleman, hilarious Christian Shale.
Yeah, who
Mary
is Louise on Bob's Burgers.
Exactly.
Yes,
There you
yeah.
go. Mary Steenburgen,
Yeah.
Jason Sudeikis,
Yeah.
Boris Kojo, who's Phil Stacey Miller, the handsome black guy.
That's right.
Fuck, his role was so funny.
So good. Yeah.
Kristen Wiig's on it. Mark Boone Jr.'s on it.
Yeah.
Kenneth Choi from 911. Fred Armisen shows up. Chris
Yeah.
Elliott from Schitt's Creek shows up.
Yes. Yeah.
Alexandria Daddario is on it.
Jack Black.
Jack Black, Will Ferrell, John Hamm, Laura Dern.
Yeah.
Man, I
Dern.
forgot how many people. Martin
It's
Short.
insane. Oh, dude, and like, I'm not trying to spoil anything, but a lot of these cameos are fucking brilliant because they're maybe 30 seconds. Like, maybe 30 seconds of screen time, but it's like, it's every writer's dream to be like, what if we paid so much money to get this character and boom, and they do it, and it's hilarious, man.
Oh. Jimmy, you saw it, didn't you?
I've seen the first few episodes.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
bring
just-
that bring that mic closer to your face. Like,
It's just like how you saw it. Like I watched it for a bit and then I forgot about it.
yeah, and then you rediscover it, and it's awesome, right? Like, this is one of the things I love about streaming personally, is that you rediscover it and it's all there, all of it. So you're like, let's fall in love again, and I can give you the service, and we can and I can go like beginning, middle, end. You know what I mean? Like, I really love that. Whereas when it was on cable, unless you were PVRing everything or whatnot, it was difficult. Like, if you missed an episode or you missed a couple weeks,
it's
you're
too
like,
much responsibility. to
yeah,
watch
man,
on
it really
TV.
is. It's bullshit. Just
Fuck.
provide it for me, and if you bring it, I will come. Like, just do it. Just do it.
I think the weekly release works really well now with streaming
Yeah,
because if you miss it,
yeah,
it's there.
You
yeah,
can watch it on
and it's
your
not
own
going
time.
anywhere.
Watch it on your own time.
Yeah,
But the weekly draw still brings you in and keeps you in suspense and keeps you honest, and you're not sitting there with 12 episodes at the end trying to fucking stack up and finish,
Yeah.
right? So like no, I like that weekly release. I really wish it wasn't canceled. It was so much fun.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
Shauna's friends, Colin, who did the show, Colin Lockheed from Halloween Free.
yeah.
Did Will Forte's character for Halloween one year. So he
Oh
went-
my God, the whole half, eh?
he did the whole halfer thing.
Oh,
So but
Oh.
Shauna did it.
yeah.
And I was just like, man, that's fucking you are the Daniel Day-Lewis
Oh,
Of
of
Halloween.
Halloween.
So-
Like, you are so method.
one of my absolute favorite things about that is, like, Will Forte is the writer, star, producer of the show.
Yes.
It's his brainchild, and what was so funny is a lot of the character decisions in it he does because he's like, I want as an actor to do that. The whole half shave thing, his whole team, the studio was like, we're going to provide a team to do. He's like, no. I'm growing everything myself and we're going to do it. And they're like, but this could take months. He's like, I don't care. Like, we'll make the shoot schedule work whenever. And I think January Jones was was just starting to come off of Mad Men. So like they were dealing with that and whatnot. But he went on to Conan and he wasn't telling
he was
anybody what he
committed.
was doing.
Yeah.
He just
So,
looked
like-
crazy.
Like when Tom Hanks showed up with the big beard and hair, he at least told people it was for a movie. He didn't say what movie,
Right.
but he at least said a movie. But when he went on Conan with half of his fucking face shaved, Conan's like, what's going on? And he's like, what are you talking about, Conan? And he just kept like, he would just not answer him to what was going on. It was so funny.
The brilliance of Will Forte's art in real life thing is fantastic because that's the theater in him. That's the writer in him.
Totally.
The only way I think he could have topped that visit to Conan is if he was like, what? And then just played a clip of Mac and Me.
Yeah. Totally. Totally.
Like,
yeah.
And they'll be like, and then it would fuck with Conan because
Yeah,
Conan
yeah.
would be like, you too?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Tangent alert. Conan O'Brien's podcast is the shit.
Yeah, I heard amazing
Conan
things.
O'Brien Needs a Friend is...
I've heard amazing things.
He
yeah.
breaks bad, talks about Simpsons writing, talks about SNL days, talks about coming up in Hollywood. Like,
Yeah.
he's great.
Because a lot of people don't know his story. Like, you know, they just see him as the show host, which obviously he's done a majority of his career as. But his start in the industry is insane.
All they know is that he had Jay Leno's dick in his ass
Yeah.
publicly.
It is nuts that even I still remember that whole debacle. It was insanity.
I was like,
it was nuts.
CBS and NBC, are you trying to like do kayfabe?
Yeah.
Is this like a
Yeah.
wrestling match you're trying to create here?
Totally. It was like WCW starting WWF. Like they were
Andy
just starting.
Kaufman and Jerry Lawler.
Oh my
Right?
God, totally. Dude, that was a mess. That was a
Like,
mess.
It was so hard to watch. Anyways, all right. So, like, how many? And I know this, and people who haven't seen it will know in like the first episode what I'm talking about if you watch it after. But how many dinosaur heads out of 10 would you give Last
Oh
Man
my
on
God,
Earth?
so great. Oh, I mean, honestly, to me, I haven't even finished. I'm on the last season. I haven't finished it yet, but it's perfect. It's five dinosaur skulls out of 5 dinosaur skulls, like easily. It's perfect. The show's incredible. And like I said, there are big heavy hitters, like as Michael read, and the way
He's
they
got
utilize
friends that
them
wanted to show up.
is amazing. And it's totally like, I would love to hear the phone call that he had when he was like, hey, I wrote a role for you and it's this. You're playing gas station clerk.
I'm in.
Right. Like we need you for half an hour. Do you have half an hour?
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Like literally, do you have half an hour for us to film this? And they're like, yeah, awesome. I'll be on the lot tomorrow. Cool.
Or I'm already on the
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
I'll be there after
Totally.
lunch, right?
Like Martin Short has one of the funniest fucking cameos in this whole show. And it's so good.
It's like, can
it's
you shoot me out in an hour? I got to go
It's-
do an episode of Last
Yeah.
Man on Earth.
and it's one of those things that as an audience member, because what I love that they utilize too is they don't even put them in the credits till the
No.
very very end.
Yeah.
So you don't ever know what's happening. And by the time you're like, oh my God, it's just like it's over, and you're like, oh, and you're still just like, that is amazing. And I think there's even one. I think there's one of those cameos that they don't even talk. They don't have any dialogue.
Yes, that is.
But it's a powerful
You know what?
cameo.
Normally, I am, and it's because I'm okay with having something spoiled for me that I spoil. I feel that is the trade-off. So, in spirit of not spoiling something so brilliantly funny, I don't even want to talk about that because it is so good. So,
Yeah, no,
like,
yeah.
for the
Just
listener,
watch it.
Just watch it.
Yeah.
Just watch Last Man. It's
Just watch
like
it.
theater. It's comedy.
It's great.
It's the brilliance of like. Well, I guess we have to get married if we're gonna have sex, and then
Yeah.
January Jones's character shows up, and you're
Yeah.
just like, "Oh, that would happen."
And-
That's the human fucking thing
And
that
his
happened.
character, he almost has like, I compare it to Walter White because the way the show starts is you fucking hate his. You don't hate. You're just like, you're the worst. Like, you're a piece of shit. And where it's at now is like, wow, he's a really great guy. Like
Well,
he's
deep down inside, he was more than just a tank going to the fucking pharmacy.
That's right. That's right.
Anyways, okay,
Yeah.
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5 easily.
Jurassic Park wins.
Yeah, totally.
5 out of 5 to
Totally.
Dilophosaurus heads. Jimmy, you want me to go next, or do you got something over and just waiting to be talked
Why
about?
don't you go next, Michael?
Oh, you want me to go next?
Yeah, you
Ooh.
go next.
Ooh, I feel so special. Handle it.
So, Michael, what did you watch this
It's
week?
the question I wait for every week, Jimmy. I have been watching a lot of things. So there has been Survivor. I talked about that
Mhm.
last last episode a little bit.
Everybody died.
Everybody died. Yeah, no.
Wow, they're going
It's a
for
different
this season.
Oh, it's a different Survivor,
They
guys.
Squid Game
I-
Survivor.
Yeah. I have to pay for these.
Yeah. This is pay-per-view
Yeah,
each episode.
Did you see Death Race? This is just that with no cars.
I mean, that's what that
But
sounds
Jason
fun.
Statham is there. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
He's a commentator.
Yeah, him and Probst are doing fucking no. But Survivor's been great. But I want to talk about something else. American Horror Story
Yeah.
double feature. So closed
yeah.
for the first 6.
Okay, wait. Before you start, so help me. There's American Horror Story and there's American Horror Stories.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
What is the difference?
In comparison to Ryan Murphy's skill, nothing. They're both
They're
fucking
both
perfect.
Ryan Murphy.
Everything's-
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything should be Ryan Murphy.
Yeah.
But
agreed.
everybody needs a little Ryan Murphy in their life.
Yeah.
I think my life would be more fabulous if I had more Ryan Murphy in my life.
Agreed.
The Real Debaters, a Ryan Murphy movie.
Oh God, we get fucking paid if we
Oh
had
my
Ryan
God.
Murphy on this, like
my God.
behind this flagship fucking anchorless, rudderless fucking boat that we try to drive each week. American Horror Stories was what if we tell a bunch of different stories with everybody's favorite character or everybody's favorite actors from the show. So
Yeah.
it's an anthology. Nothing is really linear. There are episodes that took like
It's-
2 episodes to tell one story.
It's
Okay.
their Twilight Zone.
It's their
It's their
that's
Twilight Zone,
Fucking
basically.
perfect explanation.
Yeah, it's basically their
Okay,
Twilight Zone.
I'm into that.
Yeah, and you know what? It really makes sense.
It does.
Especially,
It's a
and
lot
it
of
makes
fun.
sense to do it now
Yeah.
because of the Rolodex that he has of all the actors
100%.
and everything.
Yeah.
But it's good, man. Like, and it's like, imagine a whole season of that pent up, creeped out, but in an episode
I like that.
because they just go for it.
Condensed. It's very condensed.
Yeah,
Totally
because
right
it's
about that.
because it's like this whole episode. This is what you have for this story, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not going
it's
after
3
this.
It's 3 acts and 44 minutes.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
So
but
Okay.
it's good.
it's
It's
really
good, man.
But okay, so that's your stories, right? Then your American Horror Story is
Evan Peters and Sarah Paulson.
yes.
Okay.
And a bunch of other new people.
Oh,
Now
is
I
Evan Peters in
understand.
this season?
Evan Peters is in
Oh,
this
fantastic.
season. Yeah.
I love that kid.
Yeah, Evan Peters. Evan
He's
Peters.
great.
Evan Peters
He's
won an
great.
Emmy for
He did.
that.
Quicksilver. They just gave it to him this year.
They couldn't catch up.
For Dark Phoenix.
Yeah. Oh, don't put an Emmy near that shit.
Yeah. No.
You know what you need to put near that shit? Gasoline and a match.
Ugh.
Burn
yeah.
the negative.
Oh my God.
No. So the American Horror Stories double feature is 2 stories
Right.
instead of 12 episodes for 1. It's 2 stories for 2. It's 6 episodes for 2 stories.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
So in that regard, the first 6 are about blood drinking elites who may or may not be part of the QAnon conspiracy. So it's
Wow.
it's rooted in present day.
Wow.
They actually even like
That's cool.
they tip their hat to those fucking wackos.
That's pretty funny.
But so the first season was about that. So it's basically around a writer who moves to Provincetown in Baston to get away and write for the winter.
Oh, I
Wherever
see.
Wherever you look behind you, wherever you
Like
heard
a
that
very
story before.
misery kind of. Oh yeah, and Shining and yeah.
Exactly,
misery,
100%. So, in that mind, he wants to be a better writer, so he goes to this town, and you find out how he becomes a better writer. And there's magic and blood and pills and dead babies, and it's
There
fucking
always
dark.
is with
Of
writing.
course.
There is. Ryan Murphy loves dead babies, and he
Because he knows how to do it classy, so we can get away with it.
no other podcast has ever said that.
Every stand-up comic is looking for that.
Yeah, how do I
do
get that?
this, but classy.
I want it, but
Yeah.
it's got to be classy so that people want more of it.
How do I make that dead baby joke fucking work?
Classy.
So that's 6 episodes. It was okay. I mean, I knew the next one was called Red Tide, which was
okay.
all about the 47 Roswell alien crash.
Yes. Yeah.
And alien autopsies, and it takes place in 2 different timelines, like current day and then
Okay.
the day of the crash.
Are the actors in the 6 episodes also in the other one?
Yes, Sarah's in both.
Okay.
Sarah plays Typhoid Karen in the first 6.
Cool name.
Oh,
that
right.
Sounds like a wrestler.
She
Yeah.
looks crazy.
She's got tuberculosis Karen. My bad.
Tuberculosis Karen.
That was it.
Typhoid Karen
She
sounds
gonna-
cool.
I was like, no,
Yeah.
like
a wrestler.
Yeah.
Tubular care.
But like, so tuberculosis Karen, so she has tuberculosis, and
Whoa.
she's a bum in this town, and So she like randomly shows up, but you don't recognize her. And fucking bravo, Sarah Paulson, every fucking time, like stretches her skills.
She's unreal.
She's unreal. She's such an amazing actor.
Yeah.
But then the next season she plays. I think it's Dwight D. Eisenhower who was president at the time.
She plays Eisenhower?
She plays Eisenhower's wife.
That makes a lot more sense.
So she plays like a
Oh,
50s
yeah.
housewife
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah,
a
yeah.
40s housewife and
Yeah.
it's half black and white, half color.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
Weird.
So they're playing on the double feature idea when you
Yes.
go to the old movies. And
The
the two
Grindhouse almost
Grindhouse,
style,
back-to-back
yeah.
horror movies.
Cool.
It's great.
That's
It's
pretty cool.
All the critics, I'm going to be a shill, I'll agree with them. All the critics are like, back in fine form. And you're like, yes, it's dark, it's weird. It's the title sequences in the beginning. Or
Yeah.
back to their creepy, like setups and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
It's going back to the more horror creep
Yeah,
aspect.
I
of
would
things,
say it's-
right?
Roots.
It's more the first season, which I can never remember, Horror House and Asylum. And Freak
Okay.
Show,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
Asylum's the one where Adam Levine dies.
Yes, Adam Levine loses an arm.
Okay.
At
And-
the very beginning.
At the very beginning, yeah.
With Magic Mike's
Yeah.
wife,
Yeah.
I think. Step Up.
Step Up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Step Up
the
lady?
Channing Tatum's wife.
Yeah, I don't know if they're together
They're
anymore,
not.
but
Yeah.
nobody is.
Nobody.
But yeah, anyways.
Nobody is.
Yeah, if I say Channing Tatum's wife, people know.
So
If they couldn't make it, who can?
Oh God, I have
know?
no hope for anybody now.
No. I would also like to comment on I am 4 episodes in the Squid Game
Okay.
Oh yeah,
after Mark's recommendation on previous episodes.
I'm excited to start that.
And the
I've-
whole world screaming it in your face.
Yeah, kind of maybe.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, if 8 billion people are, I mean, I'm sure 8 billion people don't.
You know
own
what
a TV,
did it for
but-
me was it's apparently Netflix's biggest show.
That's
Like apparently
hilarious.
it's their ever.
But okay, let's
I believe it.
let's pull
I
that
mean,
in a bit for a
wow.
second. Let's unpack that. This is a South Korean show,
Mm-hmm.
so now they have a demographic that they were never really appealing to before, which is
Right.
great because, see, here's the things. On that other episode Mark was talking about, and it was a really interesting thing. He was watching someone debunk, which now, as this is out,
The subtitles.
the subtitled thing is now becoming a
Well,
conversation.
yeah,
where
I never
So
really
it's-
understood what's going on with that.
dubbed and subbed. Is it
Yeah.
better to watch it subtitled or dubbed?
Oh,
And
I do
because
both.
there is humor
Yeah.
and irony and tropes in South Korean culture, when you don't subtitle properly, they don't come across the screen the same way. So
Yeah.
there's people who speak-
Changes characters.
changes characters, exactly. Like one of the characters is portrayed as dumb, but when you find out that she's not dumb, she was just poor and didn't have a chance to study, it changes how you view the character.
Yeah.
So
See.
go out there if you're going to watch Squid Games and understand this before you go into it, so you
Right.
can. Because now that we know,
You're
Right.
gonna
I'm
want to learn
watching-
Korean.
you want to, but you won't, because unless you're Korean, nobody it's a fucking not easy language.
On the next episode, we will all know Korean.
Yes.
We will do it in Korean.
Yeah, we will dub and sub in Korean. But so now,
wow, that's a great debate, man. That
It
is a
is.
really great debate.
so now when you go in and want to watch it, know that, and know that it changes a lot, because
Wow.
I watched 2 episodes by myself, then stopped because I was like, kooky. This is something me and Shauna can watch.
Yeah.
Then Mark talked about it. Then I went back and was like, oh motherfucker, like
Not kooky.
not kooky, like changes everything.
So, in general, when you approach things, do you like to do subtitles or do you like to do dubbing?
I always do subtitles and dubbing.
I
just
like
mix it.
subtitles. Subtitles make my dick hard. Like
Yeah,
subtitles.
I
yeah,
like to go
yeah.
to what their form, the form that they intended,
Yeah.
like the way they intended
Yes,
it. I
I'm-
like us,
yeah.
like and if that means I have to see it with subtitles, then I'm like, I'm going to do it with subtitles.
It's also
right?
opening up
'Cause-
the debate of like subtitles are farmed out and they're usually on the cheap. And
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
not like you're
yeah.
not paying much for it. So it's like
yeah,
Netflix, come on, like you
Yeah.
have money, pay.
Let's figure this
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, like get us the story that was
but
made.
funny enough, Visions, the Star Wars show, is one that the voice cast for the dubbing English is really good too. So I've actually done it in both. I've done not every episode, but there were a few that I found out who the English voice cast was, and I was like, you know what? Like for instance, Shang Tsung from the OG Mortal Kombat
Oh yeah.
does the English dub for the first episode with the twins, I
Cool.
think. Or no, the very first episode. I'm trying to remember. And it's really good. Like he does it really good. But the Japanese one is also like the Japanese dub is also very good too.
I think as long as you're taking care, so either if your translation for your dubbing is as on point as it can be, or your subtitles, I got that right, are as correct as they can be,
Absolutely.
then it shouldn't matter.
I agree.
It's just about putting the care in and making sure that they're done right, so you don't lose any nuance. Either way, Squid Game. I just wanted to say that to people if you're going to watch it, but Squid Games is fucking crazy. It's such a great conversation on debt and inequality, but like it's one of those things where like, and the guy who writes it, who made it, is in it.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he's one of the guys.
Because I've read that whole story about him, and it's amazing.
The $675 laptop.
Absolutely incredible.
Okay, for listener, he had nothing. Nobody would work with him for 10 years.
Yeah.
Sold his laptop that had everything on it except this, and then like Netflix picked him up, and now he's made the best thing ever for them. Like ever. So like keep doing your shitty podcast like we
that
do.
Guy
and
who
things
bought
will work out for you. It's the point of that story. But what he's doing is he's trying to talk about inequality and debt and poor people.
Yeah.
But how do you do it? Because that story's boring. But then if you make an island where people are torturing other people for billions of
Battle Royale,
then you're gonna get in. So like if you really like those things, guys, go watch Squid Games.
I haven't even started yet, but just the trailer. What I love is that I think Korean cinema is probably some of the best cinema in the world.
It's totally
and
underrated.
that Korean dark humor, nice little signature of taking child games like red light, green light, and shit, and doing like this. I'm just like, oh, that is that Korean little flair that they can do, because it immediately an American, not saying American or Canadian filmmaker couldn't do it, but immediately it's seen as like, what is it, like gore porn or like, offensive. But they can do it in a way where you just are like, I can't look away.
Accept it.
I know, like, okay. And I can't look away. Like, as soon as I saw that in the trailer, I was like, yeah. This is awesome.
Oh, it's so nuts.
And it makes you think, man. It really makes you think, because it puts you in that position of like, what the fuck would I do if I was in that? What is my strategy?
I'd be dead.
Oh,
I'd be
right
dead
away.
too.
I'd be dead in
Red
the
light,
first
green
round.
light, I'm dead.
Dude,
I'm dead in the first round.
Me and Jimmy are going to shout out to Heebie Jeebies in Winnipeg or Oak Bluff. We're coming to see you.
Yeah.
And everybody should go
They
see
kill it.
Heebie Jeebies fucking nail.
We're gonna get
Oh,
our
they-
heebie.
Do you want to
They
come with
kill
us?
it.
Because
When are you guys going?
we have to plan a date.
Okay.
And when we do, I feel the more people, the better, because I can be in the middle of the caterpillar.
More human shields.
And more human shields, because
Yeah,
I use Shauna as a fucking shield. So I'm telling you, if I was in Squid Games and we were there, Charles, you'd be my Captain America. Like I'd fucking throw you.
So, did I tell you that I used to do, when I worked at the
You used to
Real
do Squid
Escape, I
Games?
used to do Mavis House. I used to do the
You were a
scares
scarer.
for the
Oh,
room.
Yeah, did you get punched?
So I used to have to dress up and have to like fuck with people and whatnot. I never got close enough to allow people to touch me. You don't need to get
That's a
near people to
smart
scare them,
decision.
man.
This
Yeah.
is true.
Oh yeah,
This is
like
very
if you
true.
watch the amount of horror movies we watch, like Michael Myers doesn't need to get near people
He's a
to scare
he's a fucking spider
the
monkey, man. He's
fucking
proxy.
shit out of them,
He
right?
has like it's like think of him as a traffic cone and everything being afraid around him.
And are you the guy that notices the traffic cone when he's killing you because you're right next to him, or are
No,
you
of
the one
course
that
not.
notices it from like, whoa, that's down the street, fuck that street?
That's scary.
And like, so
Fuck
with the
that
room,
1,000 yards I have
Yeah.
between me and Michael Myers, I'm gone.
the room had a lot of trap doors, so I would just use them. Like, what I always loved is there was always a group. If there was always
yeah.
that one person that was the smart but really scary
It's
one that
me.
was always looking behind them, I'd fuck with that person. Then that person would tell the other ones,
I'm being
they're back there, blah, blah, blah. And when they go, there's nothing there. But then when everybody
You're
gets in the
sick
last
fuck.
room,
You're
I
sick
scare the
fuck.
shit out of everybody. Oh, yeah.
You
Oh, yeah.
dark individual.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, sorry. Yeah.
no,
like,
you're-
so I
you're-
respect that art that those guys do. But heebie-jeebies scared. They, like, I thought I was good at scaring people. Holy
You got your
shit.
heebies jeebied.
Oh, they did.
They
I didn't even
GB
know I had
heebies.
heebie-jeebies until I went there, man.
Yeah. I
Holy
found out where my
shit.
heebie-jeebies were, and then I had to clean them after.
Yeah, no, they're good at what they do.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
good at what they
yeah.
do.
Heebie-jeebies leave stains.
They do.
Oh, yeah.
That should be their fucking hashtag.
We leave stains.
We leave stains in your pants.
Heebie-jeebies leave skinnies.
And now our stain compilation. No, I'm just kidding.
All in all, I would say.
How many squids out of 10?
Well,
How many?
I asked Mark how many calamari orders out of 10.
Okay.
I'm giving it a solid 9.
All right.
So 9
And you're
out
only
of
on episode 4.
Yeah.
You have so much to learn,
so
both of you.
much.
It gets really bad
Have
after
you done it?
episode 4. No, I'm just kidding.
And then for
Yeah, we watched it all.
you watched it all, okay?
Yeah.
And for American Horror Story, just for posterity,
How many Evan Peters out of 10?
How many Quicksilvers would you?
I want to give it Quicksilvers. I want to give it Quicksilvers. I want to give it 8 out of 10 for Quicksilvers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
That's an Emmy.
It's an Emmy.
Good for him. Finally, fuck, that kid is so talented. So that's great to hear.
Yeah.
So, before because he's baiting me with horror over here with the Mike
sorry.
Myers talk. So,
Oh, no,
Jimmy,
we're gonna keep it spooky.
okay, what'd you
Yeah.
watch this week?
Ooh, you can. I'm spooky Jimmy Skinner now.
Where's the sound effect? Somebody, producer, play the sound effect. Go on.
We were working in the lab. I watched Midnight Mass.
Okay.
I watched it all.
Ooh.
Mike Flanagan.
Oh my god.
It is Mike Flanagan.
Mike Flanagan.
Ooh.
I don't care what anyone says. I liked Bly Manor. Hill House was excellent.
I love 'em
Bly Manor
all.
was great. This is unreal.
I've heard really good things.
It's very good, and I don't want to spoil anything for either.
What's
of you,
the basic plot without giving too much away?
but an island, I believe, off the coast of like Massachusetts is slowly losing people. Like nobody wants to live there anymore. There's no jobs. People can't afford their homes anymore.
Oh.
And the only people that left are like devoutly religious and traditional and just won't leave.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so hard to talk about without spoiling. I'm very excited.
No,
for everyone to watch it.
I've been teased. My dick
I'm so
moved. Did
excited.
yours?
I'm so
It's
excited.
about
I've heard really good things.
Yeah, he was like, we watched it, and big
All of
fucking
it.
smile.
All of it.
Yeah, all my.
How many
it's-
episodes?
Only 7.
Nice.
Only 7.
Oh, that's
Easy to
smart
get through.
too. That's
Okay.
smart.
It's
So-
the same cast as usual with
Really?
a few new happy faces.
Oh, sweet.
Mhm.
This
Everybody-
doesn't look happy,
oh,
Jimmy.
it is a very not happy story, Michael.
Midnight Mass is the
Yeah.
name, right? Because I keep wanting to call it Black Mass, but that's the Johnny Depp movie.
Oh
It's-
yeah, that's
it's it's one of those things that starts as one thing and you think it's gonna stay this way and then it completely shifts into a totally different
I
thing.
love it.
Okay,
And you will.
love
promise
that.
you won't see it coming.
Oh, I love
That's-
it.
But
Yeah.
that's the thing with in the second season, Bly Manor, right?
Mhm.
That's right. Yeah.
With all the love.
With all the love.
So I only ever saw the first one.
Give Bly Manor a
Oh,
chance.
Give Bly Manor a chance, man. You
yeah,
know what?
I heard
It's-
Bly Manor was good. I don't know. I just
It's-
didn't get to it.
It's spooky.
Well, a lot of people lost their shit over it. I don't know why, but
It's because it wasn't what they wanted it to be.
it's
It's
because
not a
everyone
follow-up.
sees but that's not what that show is, man.
No.
They
And that's
never
why
said
it's
it was a
separate.
sequel. They
Yeah.
never said it was
well, no,
a sequel.
But
Exactly.
for a follow-up style, the first
yeah,
one
yeah, yeah,
was
yeah.
so rooted in ghosts and
yeah, like
and
your
spooky-
haunted mansion.
Your but your
Yeah.
But he talks
Without
about.
the Muppets.
Yeah, like, you literally like when you think haunted mansion, they did it.
I think
like,
Gonzo.
Yeah,
Where's Bert? Where's Ernie? I want a fucking puppet with someone's hand up its ass. But he talks about haunting things in different ways.
yeah.
The first season was a haunting of loss. The second one was haunting of love.
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
being
cool.
haunted. Not so much, but he's using the horror genre to talk about a different kind of haunting.
So is Midnight Mass in this universe, or is it just a project that
Just
he
another-
does?
I think
is
it
another thing.
seems to be in the universe.
Is
Oh,
it?
that's cool.
Just the way it's shot and the way it's done and with the same cast and crew, it feels like it's
so
part
it's
of
like
the same
it's almost like a
universe.
Ryan Murphy kind of style.
It's a
right,
production.
like yes,
Yeah.
So for all you know, they could all be in the same universe, but he doesn't actually have to go on record saying that.
Yeah.
This whatever's
Right.
happening could be taking place while someone's falling in love in Bly Manor, right? Like
For
it's,
sure.
it's not
For sure.
not mutually exclusive, but at the same time,
I just
it looks so it's more fucked up than the other two. Like it looks.
if
There's
you-
also a really added wicked creep factor about religious stuff.
Oh, you
Right?
just wait, my friend.
Right? Like
Okay,
there's a
okay.
wicked
There's-
added factor
There
about
is
that.
Quit
there's-
stroking it and just give us one little tidbit.
There's a religious character in the show that's just so devoutly religious, and it's to the. Do you remember The Mist?
Yeah.
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 Oh, fucking crazy lady.
It'll make
Yeah.
you.
who like starts a cult in the fucking
Zoe
like
and I
fruit and
watched
vegetable
it.
aisle.
We couldn't decide who we hated more.
Wow, I
Really?
love that.
So you're gonna. I, think
I
you're gonna
love
have a great
that.
time.
Okay, hang
That's
on.
great.
Prince Joffrey or this guy? Because I feel Prince Joffrey is like
Ooh.
the tippy top of the mountain
Ooh.
when it comes to hated characters.
Ooh.
I think you'll still hate Joffrey more.
Really?
But
Okay.
it's not about
But
that.
it's not a medieval
It's not
hate.
about that.
Okay.
You don't hate Joffrey for religious reasons.
No, I hate him because he's evil with a crossbow.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that. Okay, yeah. No, my buddy said the same thing you did. He literally in our group chat just went, just crush Midnight Mass. All I'll say is heavily recommend it. And then a happy face emoticon. I was like, God damn it.
I'm looking so.
God damn it, right?
We're
Like,
slowly going through Squid Games.
you know what
I'm
I'll
going
say?
after this next gen.
yeah.
And they ended it on a cliffhanger too.
Oof.
Or
like
at least
possible.
they ended it in a way where they could do more. So I don't know if he wants to do more, or if that's even the plan, but
Right.
he ended it in a way that they could.
Oh my God! In 7 episodes, I love that. That's so easy to just
It's a
crush,
good
baby.
pace. It's a
and
good
it's
pace.
like hour-long episodes.
Oh yeah,
Oh, beautiful.
worth
Love
it. Easy to watch.
Love
like
it.
You just, like we did it in 2 days.
Man, it's Halloween, baby. Like
It's
hell
Halloween. Watch something spooky.
Well, see,
Hell
I
yeah.
was raised Catholic.
yeah. So was I
then
heavily.
You guys are gonna love.
So-
Well, at
this.
midnight mass when I was a
Church,
kid,
man.
that was a
It's
big
fucking
deal.
Christmas
That was a
time.
big thing. Yeah.
This takes place just before Easter.
Oh, so it's like Good Friday, Lent. Oh,
Yeah. Ooh.
that's big tensions
Well,
right there, man.
That's their tentpole story,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's how he came and
You're
went
sacrificing
and,
for
Yeah.
for the what is it, the resurrection?
Yeah.
So for
3
Neo,
days later, man, he was
for
like
Neo coming back. So
gotta
Neo
give it a
coming.
shot.
Did you just say Neo?
Neo coming back.
Oh, you think Neo's the one?
well,
That's
now
the
I hear
best.
resurrections. I can't help but think Matrix now.
yeah.
so.
No,
That's
I won't.
true.
But
Jesus,
anyways, but
my-
yeah, no. The
You know how? Okay. Do you know how like Talladega Nights? He likes his Jesus to party.
Yeah, it's baby Jesus.
I like my Jesus to be Neo.
Yeah.
No, I won't.
And Will Ferrell loves baby Jesus,
Yeah.
just 7-ounce
No.
baby Jesus. Yeah.
Whenever
So
somebody,
specific.
Yeah.
whenever somebody talks about religion from now on and they bring up Jesus, I'll just respond with, "Yeah, Neo."
Yeah, literally.
I
Really?
think that might help you here.
Neo is the digital Jesus,
'Kay.
basically.
So, is there a lot of like Catholic lore in it?
It's deeply rooted in Christianity more.
Okay.
Wow.
But,
But
is
I
there
think-
exorcisms and shit?
Not
Crosses?
quite. Oh, I don't
Awkward
wanna
wine
say that.
tastings
no,
where
no,
people
no.
are.
Absolutely.
Is
I
there-
love it.
see,
I
Absolutely.
love it. I'm down. I
when-
love it.
Okay, when you became Catholic, did you get touched in the bum too?
Wow.
That was day one, I think.
Okay, good.
I was one of the lucky ones. I don't remember.
I just thought it was
so.
just me, so I haven't been able to find somebody else.
Did you get like
No, that's not- that's-
baptized and confirmed and all that?
I got confirmed.
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
got-
taking this out of the gutter for a second. I got the oil on the head.
Yeah.
How old
yeah,
were you?
Yeah.
16. I did.
Weird.
I did.
Yeah.
I did catechism
Neat.
late.
Dude, and I remember like when I was a kid, like I'm not really religious anymore. Like nothing against it. I just don't really care anymore.
Yeah.
But when I
believe
was
in
a
Richard-
kid,
I believe in George Carlin.
yeah,
Joe
yeah,
Pesci.
literally,
They get
yeah.
shit done. I
You
don't-
believe in
but,
Joe
like,
Pesci?
When I was a kid, like I remember midnight mass for Christmas. That was a big event. It was insane. So when I heard the title Midnight Mass, like I remember I got an
thought about it
email.
too, yeah.
Sometimes Netflix sends you those really
They
funny
do.
random, like, "Hey,
You
we're
should
coming out
watch
with this
this.
series I think you might like," and it said Midnight Mass, and I started laughing. I'm like,
Okay.
"How did they know?
All right.
How did they know my roots here?
I
Son of a bitch!"
just need to say I was never touched by my priest. He was a very great man. But like, I never get emails from Netflix. I want to be on that club.
Yeah,
I
you
don't know
get
why it
those?
happens.
I've never gotten an email.
Yeah, they
from
just
Whose
send me
Netflix do you use?
what's coming out, but they send awful ones too. Like,
Yeah.
"Hey,
You might
you
like
just
this
finished
piece of shit.
yeah," or it's like you just finished an episode of The Circle yesterday and you haven't watched it since.
What's
You
up
know
with
there's
that?
still more episodes, and I'm like, dude, it was yesterday. Settle down. Yeah,
Sorry,
man.
I had to get my blood flowing and
Yeah,
get off
like,
the fucking
shit.
couch.
And then
Ever-
even when you crush the whole show, it's like, well, did you know there's these ones too now? And you're like, dude, yeah,
You're
I
so
use your app.
needy.
Yeah, like, oh my God. When your show's done, that's what you show me. Like, what the fuck?
Hey Charles, I see you didn't finish watching The Circle. Is it me?
Yeah, what did we do wrong?
it's such a
Yeah.
passive aggressive.
If we told you there was more
AI.
episodes coming, would you be happy? Like, it's
the,
kind
ol-
of
the
nuts.
only
Like,
the only thing their algorithm has been able to figure out is passive aggressive communication.
literally.
That's because it's been reading thousands
It's
of
clear.
emails.
It's clear that Prime and Disney are getting subscribers, and they're sweating, right? Because
Yeah.
like that's what that says to me. Like they never used to bug me with that shit before.
Well, I
Like-
mean, when you're first, well, whatever. We could talk about this for hours, but I want to wrap this up with Jimmy so we can get into the meat
My
and
God,
potatoes
that's
of
a
this.
good bit.
Well, it's true. Like Jesus Christ. Like my God, Netflix. Like leave me alone.
You need. You
I'm
need
giving
to
you
write
my
something
money.
for that shit.
Oh
So
my God.
before
Giving you my
before
money
we
already.
before we wrap it up here with our opening segments,
How many masses at a midnight would I give it?
you took the fucking
love
church wine out of my mouth.
Man, Honestly, I thought it was perfect.
It's a 10?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Wow.
I
That's
love
a big-
it.
that's a
I'll put
big-
everything behind this.
Okay. All right. So like a 3 a.m. text just because you told me to watch it and it
Absolutely.
sucks, I can be like,
Absolutely.
wake up and listen to my.
I just know that's not going to happen.
I can't wait.
I
man.
believe you.
I can't
It
wait.
just,
sincerely believe
and
you.
you know, just like Squid Game, you get to episode 4, that's the point. That's
Yeah.
all I'll tell you.
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the weekly watch lists, the weekly watching things, what we muse on, what we enjoy, what we like to share with
And
you.
there's so much more.
There's so much more, but yeah,
Michael and I go to the movies every Monday.
we do, and you
I
should
love
follow
it.
that on our TikTok
love it.
page.
Yeah,
if
it's
you,
great.
you've there.
Oh yeah, your live
was all
reviews are
his.
amazing.
That was his brainchild, man.
your live reviews. Keep it up. Those
Like-
fantastic.
So Charles likes him,
And it's fresh, man. That's the way to do it. I love it.
yeah,
it's great.
So and like you just see half of our ugly faces, so you don't have to look like.
I can't
it's
wait
like-
to watch Cop Shop. To be honest with you
It was
guys,
so
like I know
good.
it looks
So
great.
good.
It looks really
The
good.
The trailer
so
gives
good.
it no justice.
No,
whatsoever.
the
But the
trailer's a
cast
complete
is-
bait and switch.
The cast looks great though, so
It
that's
is.
what it got for me. Like when I saw that cast in that trailer, I was like, I got to give it a chance, just alone for the cast. Like,
Worth it.
yeah,
I like Gerard. I'm a Gerard Butler fan. Ever since 300, I'll watch it. And Law Abiding.
Hey, man.
We talked about this. Yeah,
check
those
out,
two.
Check out Den of Thieves.
Yeah, I heard
Everyone
that was
keeps
good
telling
too.
me that.
I
Like,
heard that was
if
good.
you want a good, violent cop, good guy, bad guy, corrupt, dirty Gerard Butler fucking strippers
Hell
kind
yeah.
of thing.
Watch Greenland.
Watch Green. Yeah, that was nobody saw that coming.
So many strippers.
He beats the shit out
Yeah,
of a
what do you
lot of
what do you,
people.
what do you do when the meteor comes? You strip,
That's
Oh
right.
my god.
as you do.
Oh my god.
So
That's great.
it is October. We've already done one of these, so this is our second Real Talk, our second Halloween homage.
Yeah.
Now with the right person in the room, Jimmy, because Mark was like, "We're gonna talk Halloween." The last one, Mark's like, "Where's Jimmy?" I'm like, "He's got enough this month. We don't want to I don't want to drain the kid out from talking about his favorite
Aw.
thing." So
I could never.
let me open the floor. Producer, do something about that, please, with the sound effect.
Oh.
Please rise. Court is now in session.
Family Court of 5th District, Los Angeles County, now in session. The Honorable Marvin Munson presiding. All rise.
I feel it's only fair that because we didn't start with Jimmy on the last one, that we'll start with him on this week's list. So, first question, first order of business
Yeah.
is, and I think this one's fun because we've got something in the works for this, but I don't want to ruin it too much. So, but I think we're gonna go see the haunted. We're gonna go do the heebie-jeebie thing. This is where this
Yeah.
came from, right? Because heebie-jeebies cost a lot of fucking money.
Oh yeah.
And Six Pines and everybody else that's doing a haunted house here in Manitoba. We love you. I've been to all of them. You've given me anxiety 5 years in a row because that's how long I've been with Shauna. And every year we do a pilgrimage to one of these things. And every year I'm in the car and I like, where's my fucking meds? And my heart starts fucking pounding.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? And then as soon as the first one's done, I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. Although heebie-jeebies 1 year, sorry, tangent, did I think put rotting flesh underneath one of their exhibits to make it 4D immersive, because I came out of there gagging. Like it really smelled like rotting flesh. So not that I know what rotting flesh smells like. I don't have a barometer, but like
They're like, get some chili in the gift shop.
yeah, it's just yeah, right.
On your way
yeah.
out. Like,
yeah. And Hannibal Lecter's sitting there cooking it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is where I thought of this.
That's awesome,
This
though.
first question was: if you had like an unlimited budget, Jimmy,
Uh-huh.
and you could cosplay your house and make it a haunted house, what movie or horror show would you use it as? Like, you get to be a part of it, full immersive world, unlimited budget. Go. What are you creating?
Monster House. I turn my house into Monster House.
Oh hell yeah.
If I have an unlimited budget,
You do.
I am making my house a sentient living being.
Like Monster House from
Like the Spielberg like cartoon.
really?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
that,
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Sorry. I'm.
That's okay.
Tell me more about this.
Oh, it's simple, Michael. If I can just, I mean, I don't even want to say it's Frankensteining a house together because it's not, right? Like I just need, because what is the house? I think it's like it's a ghost or somebody's possessed the house.
Yeah. It's that the house is kind of what you said. It's a living being basically. Like it
Really?
has a personality and it basically lives through the house. So like the windows are eyes, the mouth is the door.
The house is.
Yeah.
I just need
Yeah.
all you need really is an old man to cater
It's
it.
not the house. It's house.
It is.
Yeah, like literally, like
it's a hey house.
it's the idea of like the haunted house, but instead of things inside of it that haunted, the house itself is the haunted
And
house.
my house will be voiced by Hugh Laurie.
Yeah, and he's diagnosing all the kids and really freaking them out.
You have an incurable disease that I have never seen before.
You're gonna get gout at 20.
I'm a cowboy.
Oh, that's fun. Like, would you make it like? Would you make it fuck with people? Would you make it like the Bly Manor? Like,
I think it just. Yeah, I think I make it into Bly Manor, and everybody just kind of falls in love when they get really close.
And then the house hugs you,
but doesn't let go.
Yeah, the house is actually very needy.
Yeah,
it's actually in therapy, and you're stuck for eternity listening to its problems.
It's afraid you're gonna leave because it can't.
It's so scared.
true.
It's such a scary situation
You
for the
think
house.
about that.
Can you imagine if that house had a personality?
We're gonna throw it a party,
You're gonna-
a house
Yeah,
party.
A house? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that's lowbrow.
That's what we're gonna do.
That's low hanging fruit. You're better than that joke.
Am I?
am I though?
Okay, cool. How are you involved in it? Are you just kind of like
Maybe I'm
neat
like,
house?
maybe I'm the old man caretaker character that
Oh.
watches over the house and tends the grounds and tells kids to stay away from there. Not because I'm a bad man, but because it's a haunted house.
Okay,
Right.
so who's in this? Like, I've never seen. I don't know. about
Animated children.
this.
Yeah.
I don't know who does
Yeah,
the
it follows
voices
like
for them.
it follows like these three kids. That,
Really?
Because what the house is known, it's an abandoned house on the street,
Yeah.
and it's like no matter what, kids, you stay away from the house, and it looks scary, but kids will be kids, and they stumble upon the house,
always
and
do.
then the house starts interacting. Like they're brave and scared at the same time, but they start. It's like one of those endearing kind of stories where the kids start figuring out that the house
Puberty.
is alive. Yeah. They find out they have pubes, and then the house is like, "You
they-
have pubes."
Do they
And
like?
they become best friends.
Do they have to like use the lawnmower to cut the pubes?
Yeah, the house is like, I can help with that. Dear God, Steven Spielberg.
really went off the rails.
Yeah,
didn't
no,
he?
it did. It
Yeah,
did.
no, I like how this house is turning out. Like how we started and where
No,
we
but it's
are
good.
now.
It's good though. It's good.
You stay away because the house is hairy.
Like when you walk in the door and you take your shoes off.
Oh my
like,
God, you don't take your shoes.
you don't
off.
take your shoes off. No,
You'll never
No.
get them back.
Is there dandruff in there in that carpet?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Amongst others.
Leave it to three perverted individuals like ourselves to turn
Yeah.
this into like a
We
fucking
just
brothel.
ruined. Yeah, we just ruined animation. I think for a lot of people there.
We did, yeah. Sorry, guys.
Welcome to Monster House.
Welcome. Don't come in, says
It's
Jimmy.
our B&B.
All right. Okay. So, Charles, my next question is for you.
Okay.
Well, it's the same fucking question, actually.
Yeah.
So, if you had all the money in the
Right.
world, what are you cosplaying your house as, and how are you involved?
So the first thing that came to mind right away is the Addams Family mansion. I think that's like one of my favorite kind of creepy houses and any kind of Halloween-esque.
Is that because you're into S&M and you want someone to like?
I think I've always just loved the idea of this giant creepy house that they don't give a fuck about because the kids are dropping bowling balls down on the floors. And,
Yeah, that's true.
you know, and it's just the
We're trying
idea
to chop
that
each other's heads off.
yeah,
in a
right.
guillotine.
And they have all this old shit, right, that they get to use and everything. And like, I don't know. I just always think like nothing says creepy more than this like old black, scary looking house. You know what I mean? And yeah, I would have a lurch. I definitely would have a lurch. I think I'd be lurch. I think that's how I
Would
would
you have
do it.
like a lurch? Like,
I think
would you,
I would want
would
to
you be like lurched over. Is
I'd
that
be
what
in
you're
an
talking about?
animated like animatronic like lurch because I'm obviously not big enough to be a lurch, but and I don't want to carry people's shit. But
Yeah.
I'd have I'd be in a robot that's doing it.
Do
Sure.
you think Lurch is happy?
Do you think when
Do you guys think
when no one's
Lurch is
around,
happy?
he's like a
So I don't know if you guys ever saw the most recent like animated Addams Family movie. It's not very good, but the way that they bring Lurch into it is that Lurch has escaped from a mental institution and they hit him with the car, and he actually goes like this to try and kill them, and then Gomez is like, "Thank you, sir," and puts his coat and his suitcase on him, and then Lurch just goes, and turns his hands like this, and then it's like that's the moment he's like, I guess I'll just be their servant. Yeah, like that to me was the funniest part of the movie because it's really funny how they just do that quick.
So
But I'd say maybe
but they
he
have
is.
to, so
maybe.
that you kind of have a backstory to
Yeah,
it.
because
happy.
I don't know why they decided to do an
That's-
origin
that's-
story,
yeah.
but no, I don't know if he's happy. But I mean, is it better than being in a mental institution? I guess.
Yeah, no,
he gets to be
yeah.
himself. It seems like at the Addams
I just
Family.
love how somebody at the
You're right.
writing that was like, we have to account for how Lurch came into this family. Like, no, we don't.
And
We don't
I know. I don't understand why, of all things, the Addams Family needed an origin story. Like
for Lurch.
all of them. I know, right? Like, and then if we're gonna do that, how is there a fucking hand
How did they do
running
that?
around? Right? Like, are
Right?
we really gonna go down this? Like, no, that's not what the Addams Family is. But
No, it's a.
That's not
they're-
what it
that's
is.
not what it is.
Guys,
damn it,
guys,
Just buy into this world.
They're mysterious and spooky. They're altogether kooky,
Oh my god.
There you
but
go.
they're not this. They're the Addams Family.
They're not.
Da-da-da-da.
this.
Dun dun
Da-da-da-da.
dun dun.
Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da.
Morticia reminds me of the really big
it.
lady from Resident Evil.
Oh yeah, from the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, but like in a white dress,
That's
basically.
a good design.
Dude, for reals. For reals. I love the Catherine Zeta-Jones actually is going to be playing Morticia.
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
And,
I thought that
Luis Guzman is
yeah,
Gomez.
I think that's great casting. I really love that.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's gonna be so weird.
Yeah, I
It's gonna
know.
be very
But I love
weird.
it. I
But
love it.
But
I
hang
love
on
it.
though, isn't Gomez? Good point that you guys brought this up. Isn't Gomez like a portly fellow who's way out of his league?
That's the idea.
And
right.
That's
the idea.
Morticia is this beautiful
Yes.
creature of the night
Yes.
that he's pining over all the time.
Yeah.
So Luis Guzman standing next to Catherine Zeta fucking Jones
Yeah.
in all of her beautiful glory
Yeah, yeah.
is perfect for
You're
that.
right.
Also,
What a cast.
I think his Gomez will be so good
You're
because
right.
Gomez is so happy and bubbly, but
And
in a
kooky
dark,
and yeah,
but in
yeah.
a very dark, twisted
Yes,
way,
yes.
right? Like, but that's why when him and Fester are together, they're just like they're still those two young kids, just like hyping each other up. They're each other's hype
Oh
man, basically,
yeah, man,
right?
Christopher Lloyd was such a good Fester.
He was.
Yeah. Oh man,
Right.
those first two Addams Family movies are like just the most iconic things. Like that is Addams Family. Like I kind of wanted them to do. I was hoping they were gonna do like. I'm still intrigued by the Netflix show, but I was kind of hoping it was going to be Christina Ricci coming back, and it was going to be about Wednesday starting a family or her meeting.
But there's two things that are like, if I'm not mistaken, there's the Wednesday show and the Addams Family reboot are different.
Oh, I didn't. Are they doing another
I
reboot?
think Wednesday was one thing, and
Oh my
or
God.
is Wednesday the title of the
Wednesday, I
Addams
think,
Family
is the
reboot?
title of the
Okay.
Netflix one.
Well,
and I
if that-
think,
maybe I'm just conflating.
and she's a teenager. Like, so what I heard is that she's going into like a college for witches, basically.
oh,
Yeah.
like is there?
And then Catherine's
is there a
gonna-
bus stop or a subway station that's
Is it
9
gonna-
Oh, yeah.
3/4?
Is
Yeah,
it gonna
yeah,
be
yeah.
like Sabrina?
So I see
The
that's
suicidal witch.
Because I didn't like that.
No, I hated. I couldn't even get past the first episode of Sabrina. I did not like it. I hope it's not. And I like. They have a lot they can play because I think Tim Burton is directing it.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
So they clearly can do
Directing, producing. He's
Yeah.
he's-
So and when I heard that, I was like, okay, this can work. Like this can definitely work. And the idea is that Gomez and Morticia would be visiting her at campus.
sure.
You know.
Yeah.
So like again, could definitely work.
Let's visit the world.
And then what's Pugsley doing? Because you know, like, right? Like, I would love to know what his old boy
I would love that
witch school
yeah.
is, or whatever
Or,
wizard
like,
school is,
she
or
just
whatever
opens
the
up
fuck.
the trunk at the foot of her bed and
Yeah.
Pugsley's like in there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You just assume
Yeah.
that he's being tortured. But
Yeah.
I want to close this down with my my pick here, and
Yes,
I
sir.
went dark and kind of meanish.
Oh.
You guys are all involved in it too.
Why?
But like no,
true.
you're part of the cast. You're not part of the damage. So I want to run a Stranger's House. So like the Strangers movie.
Oh yeah.
So I want
Oh, that's scary.
yeah, I want to fuck with you people. I
Ooh.
don't want to fuck. That was a really weird. That was a
I
bad
want to
place to
fuck some
pause.
strangers.
That was a bad place to pause. I want to fuck with you all.
That was an excellent Adam Brody.
Adam Brody.
Adam Brody.
So here's what I want to do. I want to have the cast of the show all dressed up as the strangers, and then we just run people coming through, and we take the inside of the house, we turn it into the cabin, we throw a silo out, like we even like
we can wear the doll masks.
we can
and
wear the
shit.
yeah.
I
Because
can't
I was thinking
do the burlap sack. My face will get itchy.
that's fine. I mean, we'll give you.
And then
an
that's your
interior-
character.
yeah,
Run with
yeah.
it. I'm so itchy. Everyone's
Yeah,
like,
That's
"Ah."
why I'm killing. Yeah.
This is your inspiration. But I thought about using like an old property at Shauna's parents' farm because like they farm the land, isolated, right?
Cool.
Do it in rural Manitoba where like you have no place to run if
In the
this
winter.
fall, right? I mean, I don't want to have to run a heater,
All right.
but like
Run a heater.
I don't know. That's where my brain went.
They probably have a fireplace.
Probably
There is no fire where we go.
Yeah, no. Well, fuck, this is
No trees.
Yeah. This is night one of Survivor, guys. This is nobody ever
Yeah,
went.
yeah.
No fuck, whatever. But so we would do an old property because there's old dilapidated houses there, and I would just convert one of those into the stranger's house, and then invite people in and charge a ticketed price.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
like do
yeah.
what the guys in town when they do like the lights thing and they're like
Yeah.
$2 or
Yeah.
a can of soup for
Yeah,
what
yeah,
it
yeah.
costs. That's what I would do. I'd have some sort of donation or like
That's cool.
and you'd come through and we as a show would all fuck with you
Yeah.
and record it and then release an episode of us fucking with people
That'd be great.
with our microphones right by where we're posted, right? Like
Yeah.
we'll be able to talk to each other.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But they won't hear us because somehow I've muscled the sound. I'm carrying on, obviously, out of
Do like
my
Impractical
fucking idea.
Jokers.
Yeah,
type
kind of thing,
lifestyle.
right? Yeah,
Love it.
that's such a
Nobody
show.
thinks Impractical Jokers is funnier than the guys who are on Impractical Jokers.
Oh yeah. Oh
But
yeah.
if you're in on it, it's great.
Oh yeah. One of my favorite bits that they always do is the guy holding the signs, and you have to say whatever's on that sign, and you have to ask people questions, but you can only ask them whatever the other guy wrote on a sign, and you always get that one where he's like,
I'm not
no,
doing it.
No,
No.
I'm not doing it.
No,
Sorry.
I'm
Yeah.
out. I'm out.
You have to. You have to. I love that line. That's such a guy with his friends
I
thing.
don't
You
have
have to though. Like you said you would though. Like you have to.
Well, that is how you end up in jail. That's how your friends have to bail you out. You said you do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Famous last words. You said you do it.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
to now. No, I don't have to break the fucking law. No, I don't have to
One of
say
these
that
days,
word.
we're gonna come back and Q's gonna be shot.
Yeah. No. When they do the all in the other room telling the guy what to say
Oh my
at a
God.
counter,
Oh my God.
We're
Those are
like-
the best.
like just like start itching your ear and then
Yeah,
put it in
yeah.
their water, and you're like, what?
Like when he's like when he's working at White Castle and he's like, talk like it is like you're a royal guard, and he's like, hello good sir,
welcome to the White Castle.
and the customer's like, why are you doing that? Why am I doing what, good sir? Yeah.
So
Great.
Next item on the docket.
Oh yes. Yes.
we have one inspired from Reddit, one that I searched out, not one that I made up myself. So I got to give credit where credit's due to somebody else. Imagine you are in a horror movie and you do not have any conventional weapons. What do you use when someone has broken into your house to defend yourself and or barricade yourself until help comes?
I hate to ask, but can I go first again?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course. You don't lose. We don't lose these. The
Of
debates
course,
we lose.
you're
We don't
right.
lose these.
So I'm assuming that Michael, that the intruders are coming one at a time up an escalator.
Go fuck your hat.
So I'm going to use a flail.
Fuck you. I love the deep cut and the throwback. I appreciate it. When did you think of this?
Just now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we implore you at this point, if this is your first time listening, to go back
That's got to
to
be episode 2.
it'll be in the notes. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's great.
Yeah, no, I thought it was the
best weapon to use against a zombie.
best weapon to use against a zombie in a zombie apocalypse. I picked flail from Braveheart. And they all assumed that I thought my zombie apocalypse was A, queued, and
Yeah.
B, coming up an escalator one at a time. Like, take a number, step in line.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
Here we
would just,
go.
like, donk one out, and then another one would come out, and I'd donk another one out.
This is what a bizarre choice, and we had time to prep.
Yeah, we did. Like, this is when we gave each other 2 weeks. And
Oh my
like,
God, that's
like,
great.
not that this isn't that long. It's only like a year and a half ago, but like,
yeah.
Great episode.
great episode. Go listen to it, listener, because it's fucking it's ridiculous. I think Mark won that one because he picked Vin Diesel, Cat's Eyes.
Oh, from
Riddick.
Pitch Dark.
Riddick.
He picked Riddick's blades,
Oh yeah.
and he won.
Yeah.
I think he won
Mark
that one.
does look like Riddick.
Mark does. Mark looks like Brent Bruson But I mean,
That's fair.
that's fair. Like if he puts on a suit and walks around and tells people to stop having a good time
He
this
should go
Halloween,
as popped collar Roosin.
he
for
should.
Halloween.
We've told him that
That's a
many
great
times.
costume.
That's a great. And like you either look like him or you don't.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
Mark is like people would double take it.
Oh, I love
For
it.
sure.
I
Just
love
bringing
it.
it back. How many people do you think are gonna dress as Squid Game for Halloween?
I've already suggested it to Shauna.
I heard the sale of white vans went way up. No, and I'm not even
Well,
kidding.
when I saw the
And all the dirty old men have nothing to drive around now.
I guess so.
There's a shortage of dirty old white
no,
men
not
vans.
white van.
what is it? The costume that I guess the guys who organize it, they kind of look like PlayStation. Like
Yeah.
they're using the PlayStation
Yeah.
shapes.
Yeah.
So I saw PlayStation was really loving all that marketing and stuff because they have like a triangle on one face
Yeah.
and like
Oh, yeah.
a square in
Yeah.
another.
Oh, I caught it. Okay.
That's kind of funny.
Honest answer though.
Yeah.
Besides the flail, what in your home? Because there's no flail in your home. Like you're at home.
my place.
We're at home. Okay, I'm at
Okay,
home. You're at home.
okay.
Someone breaks in, wants to kill you. We're playing Apex Legends, right?
Jeez. Were you playing with Martin? Whatever.
No,
Were
he
you
wants.
playing without me?
I feel like you know what I feel like right now. I feel like the guy in jail who's isn't somebody's bitch yet,
But he's friends with everyone.
you
but he's
will
friends
be.
with
like,
everyone. Yeah, I will be. And I'm like,
Who's
I
your
think-
favorite though?
I think I just got claimed. Anyways,
you play with me now.
what like toaster,
In my house.
remote control, like unconventional. Get the fuck
You know
out of
what's
here.
fun? You picked the wrong house because Zoe actually has a crowbar that she's painted by the door.
There you go. We're
my
using.
God.
Yeah, I mean
That's
It's a
awesome.
Hot pink crowbar.
That's awesome.
that's nothing to
That's what I'm
talk
gonna go
about getting the
with.
shit
No,
kicked out of you with.
You know, and it sucks because zombies. That's a terrible weapon because if it sticks in them, then you gotta try to pull it out, and then you get stuck
Right.
that way, right? But
Right.
with intruders, not bad.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a human that's a one and done if you
Yeah.
have a
Right.
nice clean swing, right?
And I don't think the strangers had guns, right?
I have a sub question to tie this
don't
back
think
into
so.
real
Okay.
life
So.
here. Could you do it? Do you think you could break
Murder
back?
someone?
Well, not murder somebody. Defend yourself to the point where if you had to, like, if their intent was to kill you, then
Face
hurting.
off pod is getting deep tonight.
Tell me, Caster.
Could you do it?
Could you do it?
Jeez, I don't know. That's
I mean,
interesting.
it's just one of the, like, you never know until the moment, right? Like
That's what I think.
I don't
yeah.
have the stomach for
I don't
murder.
know.
Like I know right now I would.
So
I could whack someone in the leg.
yeah,
the
I
way
think-
yeah.
the way I would approach this is like I'm not a very good swimmer, but if I think my life depended on it, I would hope
Would
I
you grab
would
a glass
swim.
of water? Is that your weapon? A
No,
glass
I'm
of
saying
water?
like I would hope I would swim and save my life. So
Right.
I am very like I don't think I can murder someone, but if it was between me getting murdered or them, yeah. I'm sure instinct would take over.
I mean,
I'm sure instinct
yeah,
would take
like,
over.
fuck, it's-
That's
Like
interesting.
I hope I don't enjoy. Like I hope not after I murder them.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah,
I could
let's
do more of
more
this.
of these. Yeah, right. Like I hope that doesn't happen. but
how do I do that again?
but I mean, like if
How do Hostel's now my favorite movie.
But yeah, like if it's between me and that asshole, then I mean, I'd hope I fucking try to stick up for me.
Okay,
Right?
So here's the first question then.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the thing you're using? Like, what are you grabbing?
What do you got in your home?
What do you got in your home? Fuck. Do you think you can grab anything in your fucking memorabilia?
Which
case?
rifle do I grab? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, me.
Let me grab from my
I guess
gun
my-
safe.
I have a PS3 controller that I don't care about. I guess I'd throw that at them, like Shaun of the Dead style. Like just throw it at it
Ninja
and
star
hope like
it?
it does something.
Why you get him right in the head with that? That might hurt.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Honestly, a knife is
Yeah.
always just. I have like one of those knife blocks.
This is your
there's-
unconventional.
oh, right, it's the
like-
unconventional.
Yeah,
one.
like you're.
He'd
place-
use the knife
yeah,
block.
PlayStation.
I'd use the knife block. I'd dump all the knives out. And dump them in the garbage, right? And then throw the knife block at them. No, I guess like my Rock Band. I might use my Rock Band
Oh.
equipment.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
Rock
'cause
band
nobody,
guitar.
well, no, I mean, nobody.
I could swing. Yeah, I could do the play that last song and then smash it
Very Jeff Jarrett.
on the. Smash it on the intruder. You know?
I had my iMac. Like if it was in here, because this is where I normally am.
Yeah,
So if like someone came in here, I'm like, that's the hardest, heaviest thing.
yeah.
I would like
the monitor?
the monitor. Like I would. It's an all-in-one. Like right.
Ah.
Like, it's not just a monitor.
Oh
It's a-
no,
it's
yeah,
a-
that's the computer.
You have a
yeah.
lightsaber.
that's not being. If I'm gonna go through.
It doesn't cut anything.
If I'm gonna go through something. Oh yeah, no, that's fake. But like, if I'm gonna go through something traumatic as having to defend myself, I want my toys after to make me feel better. I'm not gonna use my lightsaber to.
Also, the police report would be really ridiculous if they were like, he first used a lightsaber that was not real, and it didn't work because it's not real.
Yeah.
He made it very clear to us he believed it would.
He also said it was he heard the voices of former Jedi talk to him at one point, but it did nothing apparently.
He was quoted saying, he was told to use the Force.
Yeah. Well, we showed up, and no go there.
Yeah.
No go.
Yeah.
He called the Force.
He called the Force.
I had to buy a calling card. It was long distance. Charges applied.
It's great.
So, what would you use?
Well, okay, so I had the iMac.
List.
I had a list because I was like, okay, if it's here, then I thought if the tussle, because I'm tough, obviously, if the tussle like worked its way around,
because you're fighting the man here.
I'm fighting whatever guys want to like a killer, right?
The
like,
tussle.
Yeah. The boondoggle,
the tussler,
the fucking the Donnybrook,
the Donnybrook. Oh my god,
get him.
You get him. So I would start with the iMac and then the drill in the utility room. I would because it's battery operated. So like,
cool.
We got a little hostel there, right?
Wow.
Little
yeah, a little eye action there.
Microphone cord also for strangulation or tying them up after. I thought.
Yeah, you want to have a. Talk.
I like Jackie Chan. This apparently, I was just like, what can I use for weapons that normally nobody like? I'm not going to know how to do these things. I'm just thinking of what's.
I got a cord, man.
Yeah. The vacuum cleaner. I have the Dyson. Like the bigger Dyson.
Oh, if it's a dog, then they're fucked.
Yeah,
they're
like
gonna
get
Cujo. They're gonna get if it's Cujo, he's
turn the
fucked.
vacuum on.
Turn the vacuum on, and it's like
like some possessed cat, right? Like, fucking gone.
It's Pet Cemetery, so you just have vacuums everywhere.
Exactly.
Basically. Yeah.
Oh, they did not. Stephen King did not think of that.
No, he didn't.
No. I wrote it before the vacuum.
Did you ever see that cat commercial where like it's some guy with a lovely deep voice and he's narrating a cat commercial and it's all about the cat versus vacuum.
Oh my God! No,
that's
like, funny.
I'll show you after. You play, you just play the commercial, and you get this like narration of a cat in the wild, and it's at home, right?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
and does all this thing, but then vacuum comes out.
Oh my God!
And when vacuum comes out, he's fucking gone. And like I pull the vacuum out here, cats.
Yeah.
Scatter.
That's great.
But yeah, I would use like every heavy object that I get my hands on and just start throwing shit. But yeah. All right, here's one that's coming from a real life.
Okay.
Right? So
you were home invaded? You were George Harrison?
No. No.
What it's called.
So have you ever experienced something that could be from a horror movie? Like have you ever had some sort of spooky experience happen to you in your real life that is somewhat like I have two.
One fucking time.
Really?
Michael,
You've never
okay, so Zoe and I talk about this a lot, and I don't think ghosts are real because I've never had this experience, right? I've never had this. I want it real bad, but Zoe says it's never going to happen for me because I don't think it's real, and even though I want it to happen, because I don't actually believe it, it won't happen.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the secret in a nutshell. Because if you believe it, you manifest it.
That's what that book's about.
That's what that book's about. Yeah, I'll save you a lot of time. But like, okay, so like, I'll finish what I'm saying because basically the question is: have you ever experienced something or heard of something that should be in a horror movie? That's horror movie trope. That's like just some weird experience, some supernatural experience, some dark ghoul, something. So you're saying because you don't believe in ghosts, Jimmy, you'll never see it.
I'm just never gonna have that experience.
You know,
and I want it. I always hear people's stories about it, and I'm like, I want that.
How do you want it?
Me.
How do you want something to happen that you don't believe?
Fair enough. Exactly.
Like, how do you make that
I
happen?
think it has to be. He's got to be the Rachel Weisz in Constantine. Like it just it comes to him.
That's what
He wants no part in it, but it just shows up to him.
We'll go upstairs and he'll pull Burger's face back and stare into the eyes of Burger until he transfers over.
That whole thing you said about you, like, because you don't believe in it, it's not going to happen. I just think of that Constantine line where she's like, I don't believe in the devil. And he's like, well, he believes in you. Right? So I was like, Jimmy, it might not be about you, my friend.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right?
You're right. I need it to come to me, but I can go out and look for it. I don't think it's going to happen. My dad's had stories where he's been afraid. And he says in our old house in Windsor, Ontario, he used to sleep in the basement. That's where they kept him. And something he says
They kept him?
something
Or the
came
ghost?
down the
Sorry,
stairs.
which one are we talking about here?
That's where they kept him, my dad.
They kept the ghost in a bed. They set a table for the ghost.
So he said a ghost was coming down the stairs, or someone was coming down the stairs with an axe, and they were standing over him, and my dad couldn't move. He just remembers closing his eyes as hard as he could, like a real cringe, and opened them, and the thing was gone.
Wow.
Interesting.
So, I would like something like that to happen to me. And
Right.
I don't know, is that just sleep paralysis? I don't know. But I'd like to find out for myself.
Right.
But if I
I
don't
want it
believe-
to happen to you because I've had it.
too.
I've had weird shit happen to me.
Yeah.
I like. So you had a story anyway. See, it's
Yeah.
a bad story.
I brought
A
something.
story, right?
I
What?
brought something.
It's gonna happen, kid.
You
Keep
always
dreaming.
bring something.
You keep hoping for it. It's
Yeah,
gonna come,
no,
kid. I
seriously.
promise you.
Keep
I'm
nightmaring.
gonna get you. I'm gonna call somebody who's doing an exorcism, and I'm gonna get you.
Oh
in
my
on that,
God.
And you're gonna
I'd
experience
love to
some
see that.
sort of.
I would be a big fan.
Doug Morrow put makeup on your face. Let's see if we can find
You're
a
right.
fucking priest to do an exorcism.
It's so funny.
Right, Father. What is it? Who's the father? Father, what in Exorcist? What's the
Oh,
priest's name? Father.
oh, fuck. I'm trying to remember
Father-
now.
That's
Father,
a point.
Father Rand McNally.
Yeah, Father Ferguson.
Father. Oh, your father. I don't know why I'm doing a Scot. Is that Irish or Scot?
No,
Whatever.
That's Irish.
That's
That's
Irish?
That's
Okay.
You got a little
Irish,
gangs
yeah.
in New York there.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it's a fucking
Yeah.
5 points, you know. Bill the Butcher.
Bill the Butcher.
Okay, so have you had one? I'll go last because I have like a couple, so I'm locked and cocked.
Yeah, like so we did the most stereotypical thing when I was like probably 20 years old, and we took a Ouija board to the St. Norbert. What is it called there? They have a
Market.
yeah, not the market quite. It's very,
Very
sweet.
haunted.
It's
They sell pierogies and
they had like
olive and
it was
and
like a
lemonade.
burned down monastery. That's what it was. They had a
Oh, you
burned
went to the
down.
dude, mine's
So
there too. I
we
have a
went-
story there too.
Oh, the monastery is the shit. Like
It's-
and they fix it up now, but for a
Trappist
while
monastery,
there,
yeah.
they didn't fix it up. So it was like really scary. But they always had security there because obviously people would go there.
And fuck around.
So we took a
Fuck
Ouija
around,
board and
Oh, you were stirring the pot.
oh, we went for it. Like we were being dicks. Like we wanted something to happen.
love that.
So we took a Ouija board to the monastery, and I remember we had a light, like, you know, one of those fake lantern battery power. It looks like a
Yeah.
lantern, but it's battery powered. So we had one of those, and it was just putting a light like this, and we found just like an area to sit, and we started doing Ouija board, and we were doing it, and you know, you're trying to fuck with each other, but then you're also scared, and then all I remember was hearing like somebody went like this over the light, like a giant clap, and the light went completely off, and we screamed and ran.
Oh my god.
And we left the Ouija board there, and someone's like, "You got to go get my Ouija board." And I'm like, "You go get it." And they're like, "No." And we're like, "Fuck, we're not going back." But it was like, the only way I can imagine is if someone was like this over the light and they slapped right over it, and it made the light go out. And it was a battery powered light, so we were like, and it was hearing the noise, seeing the light go out, and
I
just
want this.
oh, dude, it was fucked. It was fucked, and that was like my last real like ghost experience, I guess, or something there.
I
Yeah,
love
no,
that
yeah.
trying to fuck with each other while also being scared.
Oh, totally, right? Because you're doing it
exactly
because
how
you're
it
all
is.
super scared, and you don't want to be the one that's the most scared. Is really what that is.
Because then
Yeah.
you're gonna get the most fucked with.
Exactly right. So you're trying to fucking scare each other and whatnot, and then something happens where you're all like, "Run, run!" And it's not even oh man, I never ran so. And we realized we left the Ouija board there. We never went back.
Wow.
And then
No,
imagine
nobody
other
goes
people that went there
Found a Ouija
after and
board.
see a Ouija board all just like disoriented. It's like, oh my god, these kids were murdered.
Is this a fucking crime scene?
Yeah, yeah. But you know,
Wow.
that was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was really fucking scary
Wow.
though. It was terrifying. It was really scary.
I was there with a bunch of buddies in high school, and ours isn't as crazy as yours is. Where like physics and like shit
A
changed.
ghost? Yeah, yeah.
like
I don't
someone
know what
touched
that
your,
was.
Your lamp,
Yeah.
but like we were there and we were all running away because we got busted.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then all 6 of us fell at the exact same time at the exact same spot in a line.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Like, can you just imagine 6 people running perfectly in a line and 6
Yeah.
people dropping at the same time?
Right.
And then we
just
all
an-
looked at each
just
other.
an
and
old
we were
man with
like,
a rope being like,
well, yeah, like fucking Quagmire or somebody.
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah, yeah,
giggity,
yeah.
giggity, giggity.
yeah.
But, like, we didn't know.
And that would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah,
right?
because you
You
just
see
like
it.
I just fell, but then all my friends fell.
Yeah.
Maybe I can get up and get away.
Right?
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
Can we all get up at the same
Use
time?
your friend
Yeah.
to push yourself up.
And we were like,
Yeah.
we were so fucking scared. And then we were like, what was that about? And we just kind of like drop it, right? Because you can't explain it. And then,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
That's how it happens, and then somebody dies.
yeah.
no.
And the kind of adrenaline you get from that is unlike anything.
You can't-
man. It's wild. It's
I
crazy.
love that.
The-
You just can't match it.
No, you can't. Like it's because it's complete fear.
You need a terror sweat.
Fear
guys.
is a very It's
a good workout.
It's yeah. You'll lose some good pounds in fear.
we're
See, imagine if you could work out, because we were talking about VR before the show. If you could just have like zombies chasing you, or
Yeah,
a
or like
killer chasing
yeah,
you,
like
and
you
that'll
pick
help you run.
you
on the
pick something to
treadmill.
run from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah, that's the only reason I want to run.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to run towards something. I want to run
only
away
run.
from
Run
something.
from it. Yeah.
No, that's my rule. I only run if I'm being chased.
Yeah. No, this is too much work. I was the camp counselor at a Bible camp, which is relative to the story.
You're asking to be murdered.
Yeah, you're playing with forces that you're unaware of. And like there was shit that went down there that was like unexplainable. I want to explain this as bad mental health now that I'm older and have like,
Yeah.
20 years under my belt.
Resources and knowledge.
Yeah. But at the time, and I mean, take from this as you will.
You were having too much camp counselor sex.
You let a kid drown, didn't you?
Yeah, man, you should. Nobody fucks at Bible camp. They just like hand job everybody, right? Like
It's all over the pad
It's
stuff.
all hard. You got such rug burn on everything because you just grind. Like you're grinding. You're starting a fucking forest fire in each other's crotch. 'Cause you're like,
Wranglers are durable.
Fuck, man. I'm telling you, I've seen the other side of a pair, and I didn't have to take them off.
That's why tearaways, that
Yeah.
era of time where tearaways were in, that was a great time.
Yeah, I'm lying. I've never ground through a pair of
No?
Wranglers.
Really?
No.
I just did them just to be able to.
Yeah.
Mono.
So I'm at camp. I'm a counselor, and there's a kid, and like there was always like one kid who was
A wiener.
not a wiener, but just like
A
just
millhouse.
A millhouse.
A millhouse.
Yeah.
A real
like
100% millhouse.
Yeah.
And so like so all week long he'd been like an outcast, and like just if the other kids know each other before they show up, it's impossible to like get a.
Did you reach out? Did
No.
you even try to reach out, Michael?
No, I didn't at all.
Wow.
But that's not the point of the story. So one night we were walking back from a campfire, and we were walking up to our cabin, and there was like this clearing, and he just stopped and looked at the clearing, like was just staring at it. There was like
Whoa.
three staff and him, and he just like, right, and like wouldn't talk, looking into nothing.
Whoa.
Nothing's there, and we're like 10 feet away.
Yeah.
So like enough that you're like, what I'm seeing is what I'm seeing. There's no misdirection here. This isn't a magic trick. Out of nowhere, kid just like takes a shot to the gut, falls back a good like couple feet, right?
What?
And starts to like freak out on the ground.
Yeah.
Like wig.
Holy shit.
Screaming, get it off. Ah, it's in me.
Oh my god.
Right?
I'd be so afraid.
So
That's
we just like
scary,
went
dude.
down to him and like got him calm enough to get him up to the cabin, and he was like going through
Oh
like
man.
in and out of like fits.
Yeah.
and, like seeing shit and okay, in a vacuum, possession. At a Bible camp, that's the devil.
Yeah.
Right?
It's always you Bible kids that get possessed.
Right?
Never me, the regular
The
kid.
one who wants it,
The one who wants
the one
it
who
real
needs to be a
bad.
believer.
They don't
Right?
want that. They don't want that. They don't
Help
want someone
me.
that wants it.
I'll
They
go
want-
to church if it's real.
Just want to drink the wine.
I just want to eat a cracker.
They're so
That's all I
bad.
want.
They're so bad.
They're
Jim.
terrible.
They're horrible.
Why?
they're
Why do they have
terrible.
to be bad?
Because
I
it's not
agree.
it's not
I
an
agree.
enjoy. You're not supposed to go up there and get a fucking mid-morning snack.
Then why is it wine? Why not
It's
flavorless nothing water?
Yeah, like Kool-Aid.
like hummingbird water.
it's like a metaphor. It's like
It's
a
like kind of sweet.
You're eating his
humming-
body. You're not supposed to enjoy it.
yeah. This isn't.
We're not making
cannibalism.
cannibal. Yeah, we're not making cannibals. Damn it.
Shut up, Hannibal.
Well, it would be salty if it was his body.
Oh.
Anyways, so
It's-
this kid is losing his fucking shit for like 3
Yeah.
hours. We're all
Yeah.
praying and doing the
Right.
la, 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 like speaking of
Yeah,
like,
the tongues.
whatever.
Yeah,
It's
the
Bible,
Borat.
It's Borat. It's Bible camp. I'm not knocking it. Religion, whatever.
Yeah, you
But,
know.
like, you're in it. And this is what you do when you're in something like that.
Yeah.
What? This
You
never
pray.
happened to be at regular camp.
But like, I was always like,
It was in my buddy's basement.
I was always of the mind that like what I saw I couldn't explain, but I was like there has to be like I wasn't like that's a possession.
Yeah.
But like I was playing along because like
of course.
everybody's now like there's
Right.
like staff there.
Right.
And, like, they're looking at it as like he's having a fit. Or
Right.
like that, and like now we call that like a mental break.
Right.
And now that I'm older and I'm had a mental break, I'm like, okay, yeah, I've seen like when I'm in it, like when I'm in a spiral, I
Right.
actually can't see and images distort.
Right.
So if you're a kid and you're maybe early onset schizophrenia, I don't know. I can't explain it. Maybe it is a fucking possession. I don't know. The point is that like that's the only real like fucking like thing,
Right.
Yeah.
like experience that like could
That's kind of fucking scary.
be on. Yeah, yeah. Like he went home and we were all like, let's just go grind each other's crotches and forget about it.
I guess we'll just grind each other.
Back
and,
to grinding.
Oh my god.
What were we doing before this whole thing?
It's like Big Mouth, basically.
Yeah.
Like, that would
Oh
totally
my
be a Big
God,
Mouth
yeah.
episode right
yeah,
there.
yeah.
So you
But
were like 16?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez.
early
But see,
teens.
when
15, 16. Yeah.
have you guys ever seen The Last Exorcism?
With
No.
yeah.
So it's just called The Last Exorcism,
It's
and what it
so
is,
good.
Did they
is
make another one after
it's
it? Because they do that.
this one they didn't actually.
Okay.
So what I like about
Really,
this
The
one
Last
is it's no names. They made it like Paranormal Activity. Like there's not an opening credits or anything. So
Weird.
it's a priest
It feels
who's an actual like he's like I'm a real priest who's been doing exorcisms, but he has been doing them. He's been lying about them.
Oh.
It's all a set, and he gets paid money.
little
But he's
smoke
a
bombs that go off.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
crowd-
yeah.
the-
And he has a crucifix that like lights up, like it looks like it's heating up red, and it lets off steam. But he shows it's like a practical like Hollywood, right?
Okay.
Because what he's doing is he's starting to have
He's
a division
giving-
from the church, and he's starting to be like, I'm going to prove that exorcisms aren't real, and we do it so that people get scared into believing into God.
Right.
So he hires
but
a film
it
crew.
also gives somebody closure.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
that's
if
right,
you
that's
can't-
right,
You can't
that's right.
convince them otherwise unless you do a thing.
That's right.
So
That's
they
right.
do this.
Right. And then their life changes.
And they're like,
and
oh my
they're
God, he
better.
saved my daughter.
It's like
Right.
a placebo.
Yeah,
100%.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
So what he does is he hires a film crew to follow him, and he's going to show how he rigs these exorcisms. However, because this is how a good story works,
Yeah.
As soon as he decides to film it,
as soon as he decides to film and he gets to this one, like within his first interaction, he has that moment where he looks at the film crew and he's like, "So this isn't me. I'm not doing any of this."
this is
And the film crew's like, "Huh?" And he starts getting really scared. And then as the movie progresses, it gets so fucked up, but it's so good because the priest is like, yeah, no, again, no experience. Like I was
This
trying to
isn't me at
show
all.
I was trying to show that this is fake, and then the one time he decides to show
This
it's
is-
fake, it's a real she's really possessed.
Every time.
It's so well done though.
This
It's
water-
so well made.
the water's just Evian, guys.
Yeah, seriously. But it's really well made.
Dasani.
It's really good.
It's so good.
It's really
I
good.
tripped on that.
Dude,
Good
it scared
fuck.
the shit out of me. I had
Okay.
nightmares after
All
that.
right.
That was
You
one
know
of those
what?
ones that gave me nightmares. It was
We're gonna start.
It
This
was
here
good.
now. We're gonna start something here right now, right?
it was good.
Okay.
Because we've done and started a bunch of things, and people have put up with us, and we've. been
They're
like,
very
let's start-
nice.
They're very nice. Anybody who's been putting up with us for this.
You're
Oh
long,
very
yeah,
polite.
thank you.
Yeah, let's break character for a second. Thank you, listener. You guys are awesome. I know I say it all cheesy like shit in the actual beginning, and we never really reference you actually in the show, but we do love you.
Yeah.
So if you've gotten this far, love. But I want to give an award now. I think there should be. I think every time, because we talk and like we always tangent off, but I think there should be an award for like that's the greatest reference for the show. Like
Wow.
I think The Last Exorcism for
Reference
this
of the
show,
night?
like reference of the night, like how we got there. There should be like that's the one you should watch, right? Because something always spawns off onto something else. So Charles, the inaugural award that hasn't been named yet for best deep cut,
Watch this later.
watch this later award. Watch this later. The WTL
I like that.
award
I like that.
goes to The Last Exorcism. Watch it.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
thank you.
crazy. Who's the crazy redhead in it?
I'm trying to
This is where I
remember.
want to point. Maybe somebody just texted me the answer.
I can't remember, but yeah, no, it's
He's. You know what? I've watched that movie like probably 6 or 7 times.
it's great.
It's
great.
It's a yearly. It's a great exorcism movie.
Yeah.
If you want to step outside, which is leading us into our next topic very shortly here, which I love. But if you like your horror served up with another like a subgenre,
Yeah.
then for exorcism horrors, for religious horror experiences,
It's also like for me, it's like a very Paranormal Activity. Like the first one, like the build up, and then it ends on the biggest note, and then you're just sitting there being like,
Fuck me.
holy shit! I love movies like that.
yeah,
Like, and
I
it
do.
does it so well. And
Stroke me for an hour and just
yeah,
blow me into the end.
literally. And the idea of an exorcism being filmed with like handheld cam makes so much sense
They
for that
treat
style.
It, they treat it like found footage.
oh, it's
Love
great.
that.
It's great.
Very.
And she,
it's,
it's like Resident Evil
Do you know
style.
what it
She
is?
comes right up to the camera at one point, and it's not even about her grabbing it. It's that that moment of like, if I stand still, does she not see me? But she's like this on the camera, and you can tell the cameraman's like, if I stand still, does she not see me? Does she not see me? Because she's not looking at it.
But
Yeah.
at one
it's
point,
so fun.
She's looking at us.
She's like, yeah, dude, it's so good.
at one point she walks out of frame
Yeah.
and then just walks her face into frame.
Yeah, yeah,
Right by the lens.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
sporadic and
Who
It's
made
great.
this?
I'm gonna tell you right now the
Okay.
last exorcism.
I can't
Did
even.
this come out early 2000s or late 2000s?
It came out in like 2014, 2020. No,
Jeez,
maybe
that's
like
exciting.
2010. Maybe 2010. I'd say like 10 years ago.
We are man. I hate IMDb's new fucking.
Yeah, they did an update that's really frustrating.
Oh.
I don't. Oh yeah, there we go. 2010.
It was 2020.
2010.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's got Ashley Bell who plays Nell. Plays
That's
the crazy one.
yes. Yeah. Okay.
Lewis Hertham, who's from Westworld,
Yeah.
plays the farmer.
Good for
Plays
him.
Dolores' father.
Yeah.
Patrick Fabian, who was big in Breaking Bad. No, Better Call Saul. He
Okay.
was. If you saw Better Call Saul, he was one of the lawyers at the firm.
Oh man.
That's where he kind of. That's where.
But
he got
what's
to.
crazy is so when this movie came out, none of these guys, like at least for me, I didn't recognize anybody in this
Well,
movie.
Caleb Landry Jones is who I'm talking about.
That's who you're. Okay. Yeah.
And I don't know if you you can see that right there, right? That's him.
Oh yeah,
Caleb,
he is
have you
the
ever seen
definition of
Caleb
being
Landry
creep.
Jones?
Yeah.
Nobody knows how to
Yeah.
play creepy as fuck like him.
He was.
He is so good at it.
Well, he was Cassidy.
Get Out.
He was Cassidy in X-Men First Class.
Yeah, and he was great in it.
He was
And then in
great
Get Out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was in 3 billboards.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and again, and he was so
Right?
fucking
He just-
creepy in that. Oh yeah. He did a Canadian movie, a Canadian horror movie with what's his face? Cronenberg's son.
Yes, he did.
David Cronenberg's son made
Wow.
a horror movie where he starred in it, and it was set in Toronto, and it was actually pretty good because he's so goddamn creepy.
Love that for him.
Oh, he knows. Even in X-Men, he's like, even though he's one of the X-Men, he's kind of creepy a
gives
little
off a
bit.
creepy
He
vibe.
gives off a creep vibe, but it's good.
He's
It's good. It works for him.
Is it antiviral you're talking about?
Antiviral, that's the one.
Brandon,
Yeah,
Brandon
man.
Cronenberg.
That's
Yeah.
That's also.
Did you search that or is that a point?
I was already.
We'll
on his
take a point
page.
away.
Take a point away. Malcolm McDowell's in that.
He is.
Caleb Landry's in it.
It's a good one. It's
It is
fucked.
a good one. Yeah, no, it is.
It's like, oh yeah, you're your father's son kind of movie.
The apple didn't fall that far from
Yeah,
the
like
tree.
you're just as fucked as your old man. So thanks. Yeah, it's
All
great.
right.
Well done.
Next on the docket, next item of order is the bigger, deeper question. Let's go deep,
Oh, no.
Caster.
What do you think happens when you die?
Well, there's 2 questions here. We'll deal with the first one. So, what's the one style or genre or art of horror that goes above them all? Do you like your zombie? Because when I was researching this stuff and looking at when you put in horror, it's like putting in metal, and then you see the family tree
Yeah.
of the type of music that
So
metal has evolved.
many subgenres.
So many subgenres. So instead of like, what's the best horror? Because we try to stay away from that, right? Because everything's the best, at least to me.
Right.
Fucking shill. But if you were like, how do you prefer it? How do you like? Do you like it psychological? Do you like it religious? Do you like it
Like
whatever?
it campy.
Yeah, right. Do you all that kind of shit? So Jimmy, because this is your month, buddy.
Oh.
Like, do it first.
Well, I don't know where you'd even want to start, right? Like it's
What do you find yourself gravitating? We'll narrow this for you. So when you go and sit down, do you find yourself creating a trend of like the same stuff over and over again, or are you just all over the map?
oh, you got to be all over the map. like I think at the start of October you don't lean as much into scary, or at least I don't. I always go for things like Reanimator or Society. Just go for the stupid and the campy and the weird, because then when you start moving over to scarier things, I think you're a lot happier, or you're going to be a lot happier. But you can't walk away from monster movies either. There's so much. You're right. There's just everything you can pick from is so great, but I think, geez, I don't know. Home invasion movies are good. We were talking about The Strangers.
We were.
Good one.
I think the more realistic the horror movie can be, the scarier it can be. So I think that's where I usually go.
Give us an example.
Geez, I mean, I do love the old Scream movies, but anything like The Strangers where it's just people doing something because they're crazy, that could happen.
Oh, I think
has happened.
That's the endearing quality about it, is that it has happened, which has inspired it happening in the movie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This has happened to someone else. That could be me.
Yeah. They're not that different. Well, you're beautiful, because we've realized Jimmy's
That's
beautiful
true.
recently.
Gorgeous.
He was at the deli counter.
Yeah.
And
Two people in front of me.
Yeah.
Deli person pointed at me and said, "Do I need help?"
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
And they were upset.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
And then he's like, I'm one of the beautiful people.
I'm
And I was
beautiful.
like, you are. 'Cause
Yeah.
beautiful
Yeah.
people get to cheat life.
It only goes up from here, man.
I got to the cashier. She said it's actually it's what is it? Customer Appreciation Day. $10 or 10% off your groceries.
Wow.
I know. I got that. I went through. Did not offer that to the person behind me.
Whoa, you're a
See
big
what I
old hottie.
I'm beautiful.
But
That's awesome.
I'm
But
beautiful
so
now.
dark that he wants his horror in the form of Scream, like a
Yeah.
stabathon.
Well, I'm gonna be so scared of TBGBs. By the way, like
Oh.
I fear. I'm fine with horror movies because it can't touch me.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
heebie-jeebies, they touch you.
Oh God.
They get
yeah.
up in, they get up in your space.
Oh, yeah.
I'm probably gonna shut down emotionally.
Well, I feel.
I
here's
was
what
quiet.
feel.
I did a lot of fuck.
Yeah,
That's me.
Fuck. And then they'd be like in your
Here's-
ear, and you're like, fuck.
We'll jockey to be with another twosome, so there'll be 6 of us, right?
So you're gonna be on my shoulders.
Me and you are going to be in the middle, and Shauna can be in the front, and Zoe can be between me and you, and then the other 2 people can be behind us. So it's usually the front and the back that eat shit the most.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
So as
It
long
is.
as you get in the middle and
Yeah.
just put your face inside Zoe's shoulder blades and
Good,
say
good.
fuck a lot.
She's
it's-
small. I'm just gonna hold her up from
Yeah.
under her armpit
yeah,
in front
use
of me.
yeah. That's we'll just follow
Scare this.
Scare her. Yeah.
follow my lead, because I'll
Yeah,
be
yeah.
doing it with Shauna. Okay.
Okay.
Human shield. Anyways, so the more realistic the
I think the better the movie it can
better.
be.
Yeah, but that's not to say that, like
Oh,
you
it's
said,
all
like
great.
what did we do for for cult movie night at the park? What was that one horror movie we watched?
Zombie.
Zombie?
Yeah.
Was that what it was?
Yeah. I think it was the Italian zombie movie.
It was the Italian zombie movie that was the one, but
It
then
was
there
Zombie 2.
Zombie 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that one.
Zombie 2.
Yeah,
We
which
watched
was
Zombie
that's
2.
funny.
yeah, which is the first in the series. That's the
Oh, so
confusion.
like a Trolls 2 type kind of
Yeah, that's-
situation.
that's
there,
the
too.
whole-
yeah, that's the whole
Yeah,
thing.
fucking
But what was the
wild.
other one with Rupert Everett with the
Oh, no.
Oh, Ron Weasley.
no
No, that's
No.
Rupert Grint.
yeah
Oh, you're right.
Rupert Everett played
Oh my God,
a
you're right.
gravedigger,
Right.
and it was filmed in Italy, and it was like an Italian
Was it
horror.
good?
I liked it.
I loved it. I thought it was hilarious.
That's
My-
great.
My mom came and like watched
She
all
did.
the tits. I was in a room with my mom watching tits. It was
Yeah.
awkward. And,
Italian tits.
Yeah, she also like came on, like we were talking in the lobby, and she like came up and was like, "Hi."
We
We're
interviewed
here.
Mike's mom.
Oh my God, that's great.
I was like, "Yeah, we're recording." I know. Just wanted to say hi.
Oh my God, you're like, hey,
Okay, bye, mom. I'll talk to
I
you.
love you, Mom.
Yeah, thanks for listening to that, everybody.
That's awesome.
But real life horror situations scared Jimmy the
Yeah.
most. I got that. Do you agree?
Yeah,
Charles?
so big time. Yeah, I would say like for me, my favorites are slashers. Like the good old
Oh,
crazy
gore
deranged
porn.
person. Just a crazy deranged person, because it can happen, right? And it does happen. Like people are getting murdered every day. So but I
Especially
mean
here.
I think what I like too is it's the idea, like you mentioned Scream. I fucking love the Scream series.
Yeah.
It's
How
brilliant.
could you not?
The idea that you have literally a horror slasher with the pop culture references and following rules, and everything is just so great, and it's like why we love Wes Craven. And yeah, no, I am a sucker though for like, I don't know if it's ghosts and stuff, but I love the OGs like Candyman and Hellraiser and Nightmare on Elm Street. Like I do like the.
You love the playground days of making everything and anything in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah, and I like the idea that like the villain always the Freddy Krueger dies at the end of everyone, but then he comes back at the end of every right. Like I do to an extent. Like like I'm usually, for me, other than Scream, I'm a first three. I'm a trilogy kind of guy. Everything after the first three is just all bullshit to me, or like kind of nonsense.
Absolutely.
So
well, yeah, that's the machine, right? That's Fast.
Yeah,
that's Fast 9.
Even
right?
even with Halloween, like I understand why David Gordon Green and Danny
Just
McBride
cut
didn't
it all
acknowledge even the second one. They just wanted to go from the first one. So even the way that I explain it is, I look at Halloween, the OG, as part 1, their 2018 one is part 2, and then it goes Halloween Kills. Halloween Ends kind of thing.
Oh, so you think they're going to do 4?
Well, the rumor is that like Halloween Kills was supposed to come out last year and it got delayed because of the pandemic, and this year was supposed to be the last one, which is Halloween Ends is the last, and it's ending their trilogy, I guess, 4-piece.
Between the two of you guys, you've both convinced me to do the first Halloween ever made and then do the most recent one.
Yeah, dude.
Absolutely. 2018's a great movie.
Totally.
Okay.
Totally. It's fantastic.
will
And the
put
new
that
one
on.
looks so good.
Everybody else is being sober this October. I'm fucking drinking and smoking and
Oh man,
pooping
I'm
my pants from beer.
and what I love with this new one is, like, again, Danny McBride and David Gordon Green are all about bringing it back to the original. And even in this new one, like, what people forget is there are survivors other than Laurie from the original one, and they brought them back.
Because it takes place basically right after.
It does. It does. Like, basically what they did was in the first one, it ends where Michael gets taken away. And then in the 2018 one, Michael's been locked up for however long it's been, 40-something years. And something triggers him all of a sudden to break out, and then that's where the story goes.
Those two stupid podcasters bringing him his mask.
100%.
Yeah. God damn it.
These two podcasters basically have been following the murders since the 70s, and they're obsessed with it. And they finally get a chance
fucking assholes
to meet Michael, and they meet him, and they show him his mask, and it just makes him wake up.
Yeah.
Makes him wake up.
Okay, stop. This is I don't know why I'm all of a sudden.
And it's
about
fantastic,
not being
dude.
spoiled.
You're going to like
It's fantastic. Oh, it's good.
It's better
good.
than Rob Zombies.
So
yeah. Rob Zombie, like, again, Rob Zombie to me is a genius when he is not basing it on anything.
Yeah, he Rob Zombied all over it.
He, but if it was his own creation,
I think
it would have been cool.
They told him to for the second one, and I think he tried to, but I feel like he was worried people would be mad at him.
It also just didn't make sense. Like, the second one was stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he gets shot in the face in the first one. Like, at least at the end of the original, he doesn't get shot in the face. He gets caught.
Yeah.
At the end of Rob Zombies, he gets shot in the fucking face, and he's okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you ever shrug one of those off?
Like, yeah, like, right? Like, in the face? In the
That's funny.
face? Like, come on, man.
Come on, Rob.
And it's point blank. Like, she's kneeling. She's literally on him. Knees on his chest, points the gun directly on his head, and shoots it, and the movie ends.
Yeah,
right?
No,
come on.
You need no.
Come on.
Think they thought they were
and I
gonna
know
get a
Rob
sequel.
Zombie did not write it thinking he was going to do another one.
No.
He obviously started eating that studio bug a little bit, got thrown a lot of money, and he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
he did.
And they did give him full creative control, because you watch the second one, and it's a bloodbath in typical Rob Zombie fashion, but again, stupid. It's so bad.
I
Like,
heard
the story
they told him you can have full reign over this
Oh,
one.
and it makes sense. That's his only reason to do it, right?
Yeah.
Like, but
But no, who asked for an origin story of Michael Myers? I didn't need that.
And that's the thing, is even in the original John Carpenter, the origin story you get is not, it's not even an origin story. It's this is the piece that sets up this piece.
Yeah.
Right? And like the way they do it is what I love about the original Halloween is it's never about understanding Michael Myers. It's about surviving him.
That's right.
Right? Whereas Rob Zombies really was like, what is the psychosis that goes into a man killing others? And it's like, I don't care. This isn't why I'm. I don't want to sympathize with this murderer. Like, what?
Good to you,
And then
Mikey.
Yeah,
Don't
right.
relate
Oh,
to
when he
me.
kills Danny Trejo, I was like,
I was
"Fuck
so
this
mad.
motherfucker!
Hate him.
Fuck him!" Yeah, and he kills him brutally. I think he
The
like puts his
TV.
eyes into his fucking face.
No, he
like,
starts drowning.
Oh
first.
yeah,
It's
that's
just,
what it is. Yeah, it's really bad.
You don't kill Danny Trejo like
no,
that.
no,
No.
Danny Trejo's too good for that shit.
Aaron,
nice.
Aaron Doel, original debater, Aaron Doel, went to Danny Trejo's Tacos in L.A.
Oh.
No way,
Taco
hey.
food truck. He wasn't there that day.
Oh my God, I want to do that in Mom's Spaghetti by Eminem.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a fucking.
That's
Oh my
gonna be a
God,
great
that's
idea.
great.
The
That's
sketty
great.
sandwich.
So
You gotta get me one of those.
But yeah, I do agree with what Jimmy said. I love the real life aspects, and I am a sucker for I love the paranormal movies.
Oh yeah.
I
Well,
am a
it's-
sucker for
you-
stuff like that.
you guys are creating, and I'm glad what I picked because Jimmy always mentions this, how it's such a different slice from everybody. Like none of us agree on the same thing, but we love what we like,
yeah,
which is
Yeah.
I don't agree that's I don't agree with Jimmy and I don't agree with you that's what it does it for me, but I
Right.
love both of those.
right. And we'll watch recommendations
Oh,
from
yeah.
each other, right?
I'll
yeah.
watch everything that you guys suggest,
Oh, yeah,
but it's just not
100%.
where I go.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I
yeah.
go there, right?
So where
Yeah.
do you go?
Well, I was all setting that up.
You little pervert.
Ooh.
I wanted to say down on somebody's mother, but I.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna phone. That's a way homer. I'm gonna get that after.
Oh
the
my
show.
God, that's great.
Awful.
Fucking totally derailed my thought. I like the psychological,
Yeah.
but what I like is horror of something as opposed to horror. So the horror of humanity,
Oh, I see.
the horror of man, right?
Yeah.
Where it is the real life scenario, but it's not a slasher, and it's not so much. Well, I guess Scream could kind of be called the horror of man.
Chernobyl.
Well, yeah, Chernobyl's not a horror though to me, right? But Chernobyl zombies would be kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah,
you know what
yeah.
But
yeah.
what I'm talking about is It Follows, and that's Jimmy
Oh.
convinced me of this. And
Great one.
And what I liked was that we, for the first time, you were asked to accept that. Spoiler alert: sexual assault is the horror here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the.
That's 1,000% what it
that's
is.
The
yeah.
antagonist.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you think from camera and cinematography and editing that something is coming.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say much more because I was blown away by this, and it's one of the most underrated horror movies ever made.
And it's pretty new, man. It's within the last 5 years.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
Made
man.
in Detroit, baby.
Totally.
Yeah.
No budget, super.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's great.
And the whole movie just fucks with you too.
Totally.
You never quite know what season it is, what time it is,
Totally.
what year it is even.
And I've never been so startled to just see someone walking towards a camera
Yeah.
before.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
so unsettling about it, right?
It just and she just she's looking at the camera.
yeah.
So it's it's the most ridiculous portrayal of fear
Yeah.
because she's not engaging with another actor
No.
to entice her to be
No.
fear. There's
No,
nothing
no,
to
no,
play
no.
off of.
No.
So
Yeah.
her running, her panic, her sheer fear,
Yeah.
she's going somewhere,
Yeah.
and you're like, that's what you learn in an acting class,
For sure.
how to get that good with nobody else,
Yeah, and
so that it's just you.
and even the filmmaker,
And,
it's like year one learning, he's just framing it, and he's learning how to frame it and how to use distance between
Yeah,
his
it's
actor and his
all of the
subject to
things-
create fear and uncomfortableness.
Yeah, it's all the
Mhm.
things
You
you
know?
learn in film school. It seems.
Yeah.
Done in such pristine manner,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's
Because again,
just
the coordination too,
what
there's
we're all running from.
there's that scene where they're in the park or whatever, and there's people sitting next to the camera. There's everything, but then that person just keeps standing out and walking towards the
yeah,
camera.
it's like, oh, they're coming.
Yeah, and it's that idea that you look away and look back, and they're getting closer. You look away, look back, and again, something as simple as that with the score, and just that
done so
uncomfortableness.
well.
Oh, it's so good. The score is incredible. In
Disaster
that film.
piece. That's who
Yeah.
does it.
Oh, that's
Oh, really,
Great,
eh?
that's
Yeah.
great. Is that the artist or the studio?
I think that's just the artist.
Fuck.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
good.
That disaster piece. That's
Yeah.
a
It's
great
good.
Fucking name. But yeah, so I like that stuff. I like it when things are upcycled in a way that
Like
aren't-
Ratchet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ratchet for sure.
Yeah.
It's not a horror by horror's definition, but it's the horror of mental health.
Yeah.
And how we see Nurse Ratchet becoming
Right.
the fucking, oh my God, you need
Poor
to.
Billy.
Well, yeah. If you haven't seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, ladies and gentlemen, I'm
Spoilers.
sorry.
Well,
but-
it's even I
Billy!
think Silence of the Lambs is more a horror movie than it is, say, a drama
Yeah.
or a thriller.
That's
And
what I'm
it's
saying
The
is
horror,
that-
it's the horror of humanity.
It's the horror of a serial killer,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
but it's not done with the ghouls and the goblins as much as I love that.
Yeah.
And the jump scares and
Of
the
course.
slasher and the gore and
Yeah.
like Cannibal Holocaust is one of my like fucking favorites.
Yeah.
Right? I'm
Yeah.
absolutely in love with watching that turtle get ripped apart.
Yeah.
Like Green Inferno, right? The
Yeah.
fucking remake of it essentially. Like
Yeah.
I love when they all smoke pot and they
I
get
actually-
the munchies and then eat the guy. Like,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm going,
That was good.
that's gross and horrific,
Right.
but not necessarily horror, but it's
Right.
in the horror genre.
Totally.
So when I see, I guess I like what Jimmy likes too. Just
It
kind of
branches out super far.
It does. See what I mean? Like,
Well, and that's what's great about the horror genre, man, is that, and
tell me, dude.
even the thriller, like the idea that people say like thriller, like drama thriller. I'm like, well, a lot of thrillers I would
It's
say
horror.
are definitely horror.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
right.
Oh, the game?
Yeah, the game for sure. Totally.
Horror till the very
That's a
end.
great one. Another one, that one really famous Brian De Palma one, Dress to Kill. Dress to
Horror.
Kill, that's definitely, I would say, a horror movie.
Yeah,
For
it's
sure.
so funny why they had to give it a different, because they don't want to give it awards.
That's what it is. They
That's-
can't make a
yeah.
horror movie. Like
That
Nightmare
wins
on Elm
awards.
Street will never win something like
and it's
that. right?
bullshit.
For sure. For
So
sure.
they had to give it a new
Um,
category, call
yeah.
it something fancy and fun.
What's
Yeah.
the one with Tim Roth and Naomi Watts?
Oh.
Everybody's in white.
Funny Games.
Funny Games.
That's a great fucking
Have
movie.
you ever seen Funny
And the
Games?
original,
not.
oh, dude, you will love it. Watch it. It's great. I think it's on Stars.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's great.
It's
Fantastic. Michael Pitt at his whoever
Ooh,
he was
yeah.
casted perfectly.
both of them. Like, who is the other one? 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
he's
Pitt.
good too, and I can't remember who the other one is, but he's good.
It's just a family goes to their weekend house,
And it's a remake of a German film,
Yeah.
but they did it shot for shot, like
Cool.
because
just
I've
in-
seen
it's
the
just in
German one,
English.
and the German one's fantastic, but like I actually like the American one better.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
2007 too.
This couple goes to a summer house, and these two brothers that live in the summer house next to them. What starts off as like, can we borrow some eggs because we're making
Normal.
something?
Yeah.
Starts getting just way creepier and weirder and weirder, and it's one of those things that as like you're like, it's like what you said, how it starts off one way and then
it just turns
oh my
into
god,
something.
man.
Okay,
and
see,
where
that's
it
what
gets,
I'm looking for.
and where it gets to the end, you're like, how did we get here? Like it's good.
It's Bradley Corbett or Corbett.
Corbet.
But, like it's not
It's Hollywood, baby.
in my head.
And it's low budget. Like it's not a big budget. It's very like it's an indie film.
Yeah.
Okay.
Michael Haneke did it. Michael Haneke's also done
He did something else.
Cachet. He's done a lot of. He's the original one.
Yeah.
did
Oh,
the
he did do
fu-
the original one.
Yeah.
And then he did the remake. That's why the remake was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just made a updated American budgeted version.
Because I think he originally wanted
he's
to.
art house. He's 100% art house.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it is.
totally.
It is a horror movie
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
no definition,
Without a doubt.
but it. Fuck off IMDb. I just. the
You know, it's
basics.
another really good underrated one I find too is the Ring.
Yeah.
Like the American, the first original one with Naomi Watts. That's a great one too.
We just watched, and I shit you not, it
Yeah,
is
those
a.
white fucking.
It was The Ring versus The Grudge.
Really.
I shit you not.
That's a
Really.
It's on Crave.
That's hilarious.
No, it was on Prime with Shudder. That's how I found it.
Is it good?
It wasn't bad.
Really? Eh?
I really
So they
liked
did
it.
like a Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
I love that's
Two
my,
different people like get cursed by these spirits, right? And then they meet and they're like, we need to get our curses to fight. And then
Oh my god,
it
that's
happens.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, weird.
I don't see
fight.
why not. Like if Marvel can do, crossovers and everything,
The most ambitious
why
crossover
not?
event ever.
Why not
happening.
horror? Like I remember telling you guys, like Freddy versus Jason. I remember being
That's
a
one
kid,
of my favorite movies.
one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah,
And
still
going on the
is.
website was where you got the best promo. You could enter the website as Freddy and get the whole Nightmare on Elm Street timeline.
Yeah.
And it shows them like the height difference.
Oh my
what the
God.
reach is between them. Like they literally built it up like the boxing match of the century.
Did Don
And the
King
fight
promote
did
that?
Oh my
not
God.
disappoint at
No,
all.
man, it's great. It's great. And the ending is so classic.
Exactly.
Like 80s, 90 horror, like, right? Like it ends where they die, but they're not dead. And like, oh, it's great.
It was
it's great.
supposed to be with Ash Williams too.
Yeah.
We
yeah,
almost had it.
Yeah,
We were
that's
so
right.
close.
That's right. And even the concept with Freddy versus Jason is really good.
It's a cool idea.
Because the way you would get rid of Freddy is if you could invent a drug that would oppress dreams. You just don't dream.
Yeah.
Because then Freddy dies.
That's it.
Yeah, but I've seen Inception, and you need to fucking dream.
Yeah, no, for sure you do.
You
do. But if you don't,
a dream within a dream.
But how would you stop Freddy? Is you'd have to stop dreaming altogether,
if you don't dream,
right?
You don't talk about him.
Yeah, so he searches. He goes through the depths of hell and finds Jason.
To kill teenagers to help them believe that Freddy's
But
back.
he's exactly because he's getting. So he resurrects Jason to kill teenagers on Elm Street. And once people start dying on Elm Street,
like,
the people that do remember Freddy Krueger were like, is it Freddy Krueger? Then they're like, don't say that name. And then the kids are like, who's Freddy Krueger? And as the kids start wondering who Freddy Krueger is, he starts getting stronger in the dream realm.
Yeah.
And then his idea is when he gets strong enough, he'll get rid of Jason, and then he's back.
Not a bad premise choice. Like, and
Not
I
at
heard
all.
they went through so many different ones trying to figure
Yeah,
out what to do.
because they were like, how are we going to bring these
yeah.
motherfuckers together? And then that was what they settled on. It was great.
I think if they
And Robert Englund was so blown away, he came back to play Freddy Krueger. He loved it.
I remember that was such a. Did you guys ever hear how he had to break from the character for a minute because he couldn't? He was getting lost in.
Yeah, well, they did. One of the last ones they did with him before Freddy versus Jason is just called New Nightmare.
Yeah,
Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Yeah, and it was
the
literally
mechanical one.
It's like Scream before Scream.
Exactly, and that's where he got the idea for Scream.
Yeah,
but Robert Englund in the movie is having a hard time dealing with separating Freddy Krueger, and it was based on what he was going through.
Yeah,
with that character.
Yeah,
it's
Robert Englund. Writing about his life.
Oh man, well he committed.
Yeah.
And what's cool is in Freddy vs. Jason, it's one of the first times again since the OG where you actually they show a clip of him as Freddy Krueger before they murder him.
Yeah.
So you actually see him being Freddy Krueger the human, and it's really creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Really creepy. He puts a photo of a kid that he just murdered in a photo album, and then he licks it, but he licks it all gross, and it's him being it's Robert Englund more than the makeup and stuff. So you're actually like, whoa. This is wild. It's good, man.
I gotta check this shit out.
It's really good. It's on Crave, man. It's so good. Yeah,
it's on Tubi.
Yeah, and I think Crave right now has the
Shout out
first
to
three.
Tubi.
They have the first three original Nightmare on Elm Street and Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah.
It's great.
I'm gonna watch some cheesy 80s 90s shit because that's not what I go to, right? I'm like, It Follows. It's not what I go to. So
dude,
that's
Freddy,
why
you'll
watch
love
the
it.
core.
The core,
all of it.
The meteor?
No, the core of the horror.
Oh yeah,
the horror core.
The horror core.
Horror core.
Core horror.
Yeah.
So you got your Friday the 13th, the Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween. Those are your three big
That's
ones.
the big
Scream.
three.
I'd say Scream for sure.
Yeah.
Those are your big heavy hitters.
Are those the OGs?
Those are the OGs, I would say.
Because that's about 40 movies.
Yeah.
You're just mentioning titles. We're not talking about how many.
What's crazy too is about Friday the 13th again is that Jason wasn't actually really the killer until about the fourth one, and he doesn't actually get the hockey mask until the third or fourth one.
Yeah.
And then that became the most iconic thing, and then it just stuck with it.
He just had a weird burlap sack on his head.
Yeah, I think that's what he does in the second one. Is he just has a sack on? Yeah.
And it was itchy. And he killed everyone.
Yeah.
I won't make you wear the burlap. I won't make you wear the burlap sap in my
pin-up doll mask,
cosplay.
Please.
My watch is showing that ugly time where we're about to get into the third act of this bitch, and we got to start closing it down. So
all right.
No.
Before we leave, everybody here, we'll close out with this last one, which is what should be done more. Right? What's something maybe that has never been touched on in the horror genre, like Saw doing the killer in the room idea, right? Like that was
good one.
That was really refreshing. Like every so often, there comes something that refreshes a genre, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna go back, and then that kind of leads a trend, right?
Yeah.
So I'll give you my idea. I mean, we have Children of the Corn, right? I think kids are creepy.
Yeah.
More than anything, kids are the creepy. And when you take away the joy of a child and you just have a basic OS operating system.
Yeah.
And they are what the Good Son is what I'm getting at. Kieran Culkin.
Yeah.
I want more dark children shit. And the first season of Channel Zero was called Candle Cove.
Okay.
And Candle Cove was about a kid's TV show of pirate puppets that when they would sing, they would make children do like murderous things.
Holy shit!
Filmed here, first season of like all of it was always filmed.
Wow.
Here, but it's fucking creepy.
Yeah.
And I suggest you watch it, but at the same time, I don't think kids are involved enough in the use of horror. And I don't care. You can say as PC as you want, like, oh, that's so weird to put kid in it. It's like, yeah, but horror is the only place you can do that, right? Like,
yeah,
like you almost get away with it with Chucky, right? But Chucky's still a doll, right?
Yeah, and it's
form.
the idea that it's a soul of a grown man in there,
right?
right?
It's not a actual child.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's as close as he can. Don Mancini, the great Don Mancini. We love you, Don. We want you on the show.
We do.
We tried
Yes,
for
please.
October. If you are listening. But you were making Chucky, and that's totally acceptable because
Which is coming out soon.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's
Oh,
on.
yeah.
It's on.
Any day.
On Stack TV. I have it.
Oh yeah, right on.
Oh,
see it.
you lucky bastard.
Lucky bastard. But so yeah, I think kids need to be maybe even horror movies need to be made for kids. I think we should scare the fuck out of kids. I think we should.
I do
fucking
agree with you.
children.
Kids do scare the fuck out of me in anything horror
Right?
related. Actually, like the most recent Resident Evil game had a whole sequence with like those glass dolls, but it has a soul in it.
Like the weird little porcelain
those
dolls.
porcelain
Yeah.
dolls, and it has a soul in it. And then there's a part in the game where you have to navigate through this like mansion, but it's all just filled with porcelain dolls that wake up.
I don't like that.
And it's just the idea,
no.
yeah, they're porcelain dolls, but it's all voiced by kids.
Oh,
So they
cool.
actually got like it's all voiced by actual like kids, and they say the creepy things, and then they just blatantly scream when they're attacking you and shit, and it scares the fuck out of me, man. It's scarier than that giant monster creature thing. You know what I mean? Because my brain is more like, oh yeah, this is like it's scary, but it's like, oh, I know this is super fake.
It's scary
It's
how
something
it
about
got here,
kids.
but it's not real.
Right. But it's something about kids, man. They're just, yeah, Children of the Corn was a real fucking
Anything where
doozy.
you just
The Omen.
yeah.
And
right?
that was the whole premise.
Children
Let's
are
make,
scary.
yeah, like it was literally like, there's a child. Even The Sixth Sense. Like The Sixth Sense, like what's his face? He's not scary himself, but there's that scene where he meets those kid ghosts, and all the kid ghosts in it are fucking terrifying.
When you meet what's her face from the
Misha
OC,
Byrne from the OC, yeah,
underneath
it's
the
scary.
bed when
Under the
she's-
bed,
yeah.
that was scary. When he
Yeah.
sees the kids in the school, that one kid that just got burned all across his fucking face, and he's just chilling.
Yeah.
He's all like, "Hey, see you later," and then he turns around, and you're like, "Oh,
No, you're
yeah,
totally
like
right about that.
There's,
man.
There's a zombie movie where only kids can get infected with it. It's called
Cooties.
Yeah.
so good."
Really good. Elijah Wood, Rainn Wilson.
Oh
Good
man,
movie.
one of my favorites. It's so good.
I love it when like someone's like Cooties is the perfect title for this.
Well, and funny enough,
Like,
you
that's
know
genius.
who wrote it? One of the co-writers of the original Saw, and he's in it.
Oh,
Lee Wanell.
It's the white guy. So it was it was James Wan, and I believe
Right.
this British. So in Saw, he's the other guy in the room, not Princess Bride, the young photographer.
he also
He co-wrote Saw with James Wan, and then he wrote Cooties. And in Cooties, he plays the most socially awkward person. He's the one that's always like, "Nice day outside," and they're like, and they get all like weirded out by him. They're like, yeah, no, he started kind of, and then he directed the first Insidious, and he plays the camera guy in Insidious. He plays the guy who's
right.
going to document everything.
That's right.
Him and James Wan basically started together in the industry, and they started with Saw. They wrote Saw, and they used all their budget to get Carrie Elwes in it. And then they realized they didn't have enough money to find an actor to play the other guy in the room. So then he was like, "I'll do it," and he's never acted nothing. And he's like, "I'll just do it," because the story of
well,
the
he
first
wrote
Saw
it.
is
He
wicked.
knew the tempo.
Yeah.
He knew the
Exactly.
idea.
So
Like,
he's
what
like,
a
"I'll just do it,"
beautiful movie.
without a doubt. And like they made that whole movie. I think their shoot was 16 days. Like it was like a Hallmark. Like the Hallmark movie I just worked on was a 16-day shoot. So I'm like, they basically did a Hallmark recipe but made Saw, which is insane.
Wow.
So like,
Yeah.
And not as violent as people think it is.
Especially the first one.
Yeah.
No, like the first one is more shock, but it's not gore shock.
Yeah.
It's more just like, and the whole part of the reason too why the story ended up being what it is is they knew they only had so much money for one location. So that's why the majority of the movie
Is in a
is
bathroom.
in that fucking room. So they're like, we got to make the killer be in this room, but how the fuck do we do this?
You guys want to
It's
hear?
amazing.
Yeah,
Like, it's absolutely amazing how they did that.
I was in. I can't remember what theater I was in, but that I was watching it in a theater, and like somebody.
I'm so jealous you got to see that in the
Yeah.
theater.
Oh, somebody like called out when it got revealed. They were like, "Told you so," and everybody's like, "Fuck you, buddy!" Like
Oh,
the
didn't
people in,
know.
like,
That would kill me.
Like, like saw it coming. Like
No way.
He said some
No
dumb
way.
shit. Never like
No
I don't know,
way.
20, 30 people in the theater. Were
I
like,
could see that one guy
"Shut
being
up."
like, that guy did it as a joke. And then when it happens, it'd be like, what? But
Told
there's
you
no
so.
way somebody's like, I know that dead body is
I
the
was
guy.
just-
Like, there's no way.
I was like, nobody has ever seen this ever. This
No.
is for horror. This is another fucking
A
peak.
ground-
And
Breaker,
another
yeah.
one that was
Yeah.
crazy too is like, I think Donald Glover in it? No,
He's
Danny
in-
Glover. Sorry, Danny Glover.
Yeah.
I think he's the senior officer
He
in
is.
it.
Yes, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was another thing. That movie's not even halfway into it, and that his partner gets his fucking. There's a booby trap in the jigsaw thing,
Yeah.
and his partner gets his head blown off. And you never see that in movies. If the cop dies, it's like at the end or at the very beginning, because that's what sets off the whole story.
Yeah, and then you find
This was
another
like-
bunch of angry cops.
Right, and this was like 20 minutes in, and that happens. You're like, holy shit, because that was the other thing too. Is it's so satisfying to see where the villain is ahead of everybody, and then the police come, and you're like, right, because you always do that thing like, why didn't they call the
Yeah, I do
cops or
enjoy that.
whatever, and then
Yeah,
they do
here's
and saw,
why.
Yeah.
and it's like, oh no, he took care of them right away. So yeah,
Yeah.
no, that first Saw movie is honestly, it's brilliant to me. I think
Honestly,
I think it's
love Donnie Wahlberg in 2.
Oh,
You know what?
so
Honestly,
good.
great performance, great performance.
He
yeah.
gives it 110%.
Oh yeah. So funny enough too, for me, has one of the grossest, like, actually scares the shit out of me.
Trap.
I have a phobia of needles.
Oh,
When
the
that chick
needle
gets thrown into the
pit.
needle pit, for me, that's game over.
Yeah, can't do it.
That's fucking disgusting to me. And then there's that scene where she's like pulling out these huge syringes out of her, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, and he just pushes her
Guys.
in.
yeah,
too.
he just
Nobody
he tosses
wanted
her
to
in
do
it.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
All right. Fuck what I was saying. I want to end it this way.
Oh no.
What's the worst thing in Saw for you?
Ooh.
Is it
Besides
the
the
needle
needles.
pit?
I like this. I like this. Keep this. I'm sorry to fucking interrupt this. I should shut up.
That
Just
one
keep going.
Where the guy has the big like bull rings through. He's got him. Where does he have him? He's got him through his hands.
Oh,
He's got him in his
yeah.
nose and his lip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
not
yeah.
just his lip. His
No,
whole
it's
jaw.
like his jaw. It's like his
Yeah.
mouth is shut.
And
right?
through his
yeah.
Achilles heels on both feet.
That was fucked
And he
up.
you have to rip them off. But I don't know how he was supposed to get that one off.
Yeah, that one was like, because he's not
What
really gonna
about-
live
What
functionally.
about the
Right.
dude who had to get the key behind his eye?
Yeah, that
Oof.
one. That was in the first one. That's how the first one opens up.
That's a
where
big
she has the
oof.
key in her and her eyes all swollen
Yeah, yeah,
already
yeah,
because it's
yeah.
like they put it in.
Okay.
And she has just a scalpel
Yeah.
to fucking take
Don't
her
think
eye
I could
out.
do it.
Remember the shotgun collar?
Yeah, shotgun color was wild. Even the bear trap where it's in her mouth
The
and it's gonna
reverse bear
rip.
trap,
It's
yeah.
gonna rip open like that.
How
yeah.
about the girl who got scalped with the?
Yeah, so that
car?
one, okay, this is what I will say, because that one, that would never happen. Like, your hair is going to rip before it can rip your fucking scalp
Yeah,
off.
you
But
hope so.
looking at it from the practical effects guys and the prop guys, amazing job.
They gave it like
They did
3
such
or
a good
4
job, man.
good shots.
Totally.
Of it
And you
pulling.
see the brain pulsing like this kind of thing. Like, yeah, no, like,
Yeah.
see, for me, that's, like, I'm not a huge fan of that gore. Like, I am more like, going back to realistic, like someone getting stabbed multiple times,
Because that happens.
as gory as it is, yeah. But like
Yeah, yeah,
someone's
yeah.
scalp getting ripped off. But when they don't do CGI and they do practical effects, I respect it for that, and I know that's why they're going for that. And that's back to like 80s,
Yo,
90s, like Johnny Depp getting sucked into the bed.
Yeah.
They did that upside down. They just filmed it upside down to give that, like, that's
It all
awesome.
just flooded
Right?
into the corner.
Like, that's awesome. Even the one where Freddy comes out of the dude's stomach, and it's like, clearly they made a like mask of it, you know, like
oh, it's all silicone.
it's all silicone and shit, and they
yeah.
did like Robert Englund's face in it. Like, I love that shit. Hellraiser. That's why I love Hellraiser.
Yeah, no, practical wins every.
Especially
fucking
for
time.
horror. Like, go for it. You know, like The Thing.
Why
Are
not?
you a listener of the show? Do you do special effects? We would love to talk to you.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I'd love to pick
We would,
your brain.
We would, if you do special effects makeup, like Rick Baker's your idol, and
Yeah.
you want to
Yeah.
make like you Face Off on Netflix makes you wet or
Oh my God,
hard,
I
whatever
love
you are. We would love to talk to you because special effects and props too.
Oh,
Props and
yeah.
special effects. What about the spinning limbs? The guy who's in the Human Vice
Oh yeah.
Turner
That's that
thing.
Oh, yeah.
stupid character.
Yeah.
The guy Jeff who has to go through it all.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah.
the worst character
Yeah.
in the history of characters.
He's
You know what?
He's Canadian, by the way.
No, I just mean because he doesn't help anybody until
Yeah.
the last possible second.
Yeah.
Other brutal one is in Saw 2. I think she's a Canadian actress too.
Oh,
She
good for us.
sticks her hands in the file, and then those things grip into her wrists. And as she pulls her hands down, it's gonna tear through. Fuck me, is that brutal? That's brutal.
Or the jilted lovers.
Yeah.
The two guys with the woman on top and the
I
buzzsaw
think that
back
one's
and
Yeah.
forth.
3D.
Yeah. See, that's when it was like the studio got way too involved. It was like,
Yeah.
what could you guys do to make it 3D?
The
Right?
acid one. where she
Yeah,
has to
that was
stick her
fucked.
Hands into the
Isn't there
acid.
one too where she has to do something obviously horrible to get out of the trap, but if she doesn't, it's gonna carbon. It basically freezes her with like the what's it called in Terminator 2, the liquid
Nitrogen?
Yeah, it does that to her.
What about the girl in that thing that spins and heats up and it's the blade?
Oh
It's, like, getting towards her
It's
and
like a
flays-
human blender basically.
It flays her.
Yeah.
Like burns her to a crisp and then flays
Yeah.
her up.
Yeah.
I love these movies.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the Book of Saw yet with Chris Rock and
No.
No,
Not me either.
Spiral.
Yeah.
I think it's called like
Spiral Book
I
of Saw.
really want
Me
to.
too.
It
Guys,
looks good.
I have a big comfy
Looks
couch
good.
now that's like
Oh, let's
fuck
have movie
you,
nights.
Fuck you, Brick.
Let's have movie nights.
Yeah, we have movie night, totally.
But yeah, no, and I like that Chris Rock was like
What a
super
casting
passionate
choice.
about it. Yeah, and
Yeah.
Sam Jackson was like super into it too. Like I heard the script was just crisp.
Yeah.
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 And it's a
About
good
time.
it's a good idea. I like the idea of doing Saw completely from one of the cops' perspectives
Yeah.
and not multiple people. It's kind of neat because if you think about it, that is a fucking story in itself, being the cop that gets assigned.
How
Well,
do you
That
they
solve
can-
this?
right?
They can always retcon with John Kramer, right? Like they
Yeah,
can
yeah,
always,
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Always.
because like after the first three, they were like, "Oh, you didn't know he was dying of cancer. Oh,
Right.
you didn't know that he had a disciple, right?"
Right.
Like
That's what
like, you
Saw
can-
is, Michael.
right?
Saw is one big soap opera. It's a
Well, and I
horror
mean-
soap opera.
And the
so
idea
who
is
is Stefano?
yeah.
How many times has Marlena died?
Yeah. Oh
Right?
yeah.
Like
yeah.
who's Hulk Hogan?
Yeah.
Take your soap opera.
But I honestly, for me, like when I watch the Saw movies, it's just the first three.
yeah, that's all you
To
need.
me, it ends
Yeah.
with the third one, and it's a nice ending, and that's it for me.
Yeah.
Like if I do let the other ones go, it's background. Like I'm not, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm working on
It's
something
Halloween,
or
put
whatever.
something
Right.
on.
Yeah.
Right. You know, and I'll like cue it. I'll be like,
I
oh,
gotta
this
watch
guy
something
gets
scary.
ripped in half.
Yeah.
Cool. And then I'll go back. Right.
I can fall.
Like-
I can fall asleep to it. Like it's.
Oh
it's like
yeah.
warm
Oh
milk.
yeah.
I
Oh,
do
yeah.
that with Unsolved Mysteries, Law and Order, all that shit.
Right?
Yeah.
Zoe thinks I'm a psycho.
Hey, calming is calming is calming. I don't ask how. I don't ask why my brain needs it. I
Yeah.
just follow the dopamine.
That's what it wants. Okay. Cool.
It's stuff I can just turn my brain off to. Like, I don't have to pay attention to this.
No, I totally,
I love
I
it.
totally agree. You know what? I'm.
Someone went missing in 1986. Oh, well.
Well, let me. I want to
Do
know.
we have any new information?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there an update at the end of this one,
Yeah.
Robert Stack?
Yeah.
Is it on a milk carton? Elliot Ness.
Oh my God, that's great.
Well, that's the list.
That is the
Wow.
list.
That's the
yeah.
list. I'm glad we went through our seesaw.
Our
instead of-
seesaw.
Yeah, that was way more fun. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another Reel Debaters production. We thank you very much. This is your first time listening to the show. If you skipped the intro portion of this, and this is the first time you've heard us talking to you directly, this thing functions off of you listening to it. And the easiest way to support the show is to subscribe to it. It's free.
Yeah.
It's so fucking free and takes like a second to do. So if you like Jimmy, Charles, me, Ian, Mark, who you may not have met yet, this may be your first episode, and you should meet them. So go back a couple episodes and listen to
We have a
everybody else.
nice library for you guys.
Oh,
We
yeah.
do.
And
Right?
a new website.
And
Oh,
a new
yeah.
website. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A very sharp new website.
I checked out today. It looks great, man.
It's
I like
it's-
it.
Yeah, well you can thank Captivate for that one.
No, it's nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we get to see everybody in all the cities now because of this new. Like we get back to that stuff, right?
We can turn on your webcams and actually see you like reacting to.
Ooh, we're supposed
listening.
to not fucking talk about that. That's not how you retain listeners on a podcast.
Oh no, they agreed to the terms and services. So it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
well, if you liked any of this shit that we talked about, we have other debates. If this is your first time, if this is your 100 and whatever time, I don't know what episode this will be because that's just how we roll here. We're not sequential. Fuck that shit. But if you are more inclined after subscribing and you're like, these guys deserve some cash of some sort, how
These
can they?
kids know what they're doing.
Yeah, no, we don't know what we're doing. You can donate to our cause. There's a donation tab there. It's a shameless plug, but it's fucking pocket change.
Get a skateboard.
Yes, please.
Or what's the other way to do it is to shop, which is what these guys are talking about. You can buy a fully assembled skateboard.
Yes.
And I like if you break your ankle the first day, you can blame Threadless, not us.
Yep.
That's right.
No, they're great. I'm sure their trucks are fine.
Oh, I think they're the best. That's why
They're
you guys need to buy a skateboard.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they're independent. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. Point is, you can shop our merch, or you can donate to our cause. You can donate to the Debaterverse for more masturbation.
Yeah. More
Yeah.
master debaters.
We're master debaters. We don't use that enough.
I know.
I mean, as much as people are like, wah, wah,
Yeah, I know.
we know
We
you're like
need it.
that. But anyways, follow the Reel Debaters at Reel Debaters on Twitter and Instagram. That is where you can follow stuff like Charles and the Nerdgasm show, right?
That's right. Yeah, I've been doing some Halloween stuff myself on working on a Nerdgasm Halloween special again this year. So
Spooky.
should be fun. Yeah.
It's fun stuff to watch. So if you go to our page, he'll be tagged in this episode and all that stuff. Also, you can follow him as the.nerdgasm show
That's right, on Instagram.
on
yeah.
Instagram at the.nerdgasm show. Wow.
Yeah, the dot
Wow.
Nerdgasm show. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Got all the plugs.
That's how much I give a fuck.
Thanks,
job.
man.
I remembered your handle.
I know.
Now watch
I
this.
appreciate it.
I got to give him more fucks
Oh, no.
because
Oh,
just know
yeah?
him longer.
I'm not
Holler.
doing
Yeah,
anything.
we're talking about him in public right now. Okay, fourth shameless plug. Jimmy does stand-up comedy, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, he
If you're
does.
from Winni-
Alright.
If this is your first time listening to us, you can follow Jimmy through the website as well too. He does stand-up at Wee Johnny's on Wednesdays and Handsome Daughter on Thursdays.
Yeah. Every open mic, every week.
He's-
At least 2 nights a week. Come
he
out.
doesn't give the show all of his funny. He's way funnier on stage. He brings 1/16 the funny to the podcast because
He does it right.
He does it
I
right.
right.
get my little
yeah.
jabs in.
Yeah,
I do.
he does.
I throw a joke
Yeah.
in here and there.
But to get it real unplugged,
Yeah.
Oh
you gotta
yeah.
come see him.
I
do
sit
his
on
stand-up.
a stool and I smoke inside. They don't let me do that.
Oh shit.
They don't like when he does that, but he
But
packs the
does.
house. So
Exactly, they can't argue.
there you go.
TheRealDebaters.ca is the
Smoke
website.
alarm goes off the whole time.
You're their Dirk Diggler. You're basically their Dirk
I
Diggler
am.
at this point.
but
the,
more sex.
the worst
A bigger
shameless
penis.
plug ever. The website that Charles was speaking about is TheRealDebaters.ca.
That's right.
Follow us on TikTok, The Real Debaters, at Real Debaters on Twitter. And we want to talk to you guys. Fuck, that's the most important thing.
It's
Like,
true.
if you don't
We
buy
do.
shit, that's fine. We all have jobs. But like, if you want to support the show, it just goes back into production costs. That's the whole point of it. But we'd love to interact with you. So if you're from Winnipeg and you like the show and you want to suggest something, we're more than happy to. If you have a business and you want us to put it out towards, that's part of the donation thing. That's just send us an email. We would love to interact with you, right, guys?
It's very true.
100%.
Like, it's not just bullshit. And it's not just me.
No,
yapping
this would
off
be
at the
great.
beginning. Like, yeah, like send Charles an email and
Yes.
agree or disagree. He'll
Charles at myspace.com.
we are approachable. We want to talk to you. We want to get to know you.
Yeah, we want to
who
know
our
what
friends-
you
yeah.
guys love about the show and what you guys want more of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right?
Our Manitoba's our home, man. So
That's
like,
right.
If
Are you from a small California city that's listening in a
Yes.
mass populace?
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know if that's where Boardman is,
Yeah, where are
or
you?
Concord, North Carolina, for that matter.
Have
right?
we has Guy Manton made any reach out to us at all? Or
No, just
Okay.
Richie, not Matt.
Okay. Well, we're putting Guy Ritchie on hold for right
Yeah,
now,
we're putting
so
Guy
we're
Manton on
waiting for
hold.
Guy Manton.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I was
that's
like,
great.
I'll call you Sherlock. Love to talk, but
that's great.
anyways. And if you're also like a fucking person in film, if you're Manitoba or anybody film professional for that matter, we also like to talk to you as well too.
And yeah, we're sorry, Matt Damon. We ran out of time again.
That's
Yeah. Next
Does Jimmy
Zoom.
still do that? I don't think Jimmy does that anymore, eh? He kind of.
I think they still have a little thing.
Do they
together.
still? Okay, good.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's got to be. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's all the hopefully you're still listening because we're saying bye to you because you mean something to us.
We love you.
We love you. Jimmy, you love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk to Ben.
yeah,
I'll talk
I
to
love
Ben tonight.
Like a stepson.
I've been a
It's an obligation.
I've been a box full of needles you stick your hands in.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Charles, what have you been?
Oh, I've been I've been that box that he stuck his hands in of needles.
Jimmy, what have you been?
Oh, I think this week I have been the Adam Brody podcast.
not the Castor Troy hour.
No,
what
I
was it
think
called? I've already forgot.
We loop back to Adam Brody more than anyone else on this podcast.
We do. We
And
really
rightfully
do.
so.
Adam Brody is
Very
our
talented young man.
spirit actor.
I
Yep.
love Adam Brody. He's great.
Yeah. No, Chris McCaw is around the corner.
Yeah.
Watch all the OC, everybody.
That's
and, watch all the movies. 'cause
Watch the OCs. That's how we're gonna end the.
Make sure to watch the OC, everybody.
Yeah, make sure to
we'll,
watch the OC.
We'll
Yeah.
test you guys on the next episode of
Yeah.
where you guys are at.
And we'll be speaking in South Korean as well too.
God damn it.
It'll be subtitled.
Adam Brody pod.
Watch all the movies, everybody. We're gone. Bye.
Bye.
I'll catch you on the flip side.